What's going on, guys? Long time no see. As you see, I got Luke G with me, a member of the DSA. So
Call me by my real name, Malik Willis.
Malik
Uh,
Willis.
that's right, Malik Willis.
I was
Like
gonna say, I
like
was
like
like, "What's up with your profile picture, man?"
like Bruce Willis, but Malik Willis. That's how I want it to be said.
That's so funny.
I
Um,
mean,
yeah. So I mean, it's been a minute, so we're gonna catch up on some stuff, man. We're gonna, obviously talk about some things that probably have been talked about, but getting a different spin on it because you already know, like, we got our own opinions. So, so it'll be
facts.
interesting to see, the dynamic of someone that's been talking about it all off season and everything, and then my perspective. I haven't really been able to say my perspective in a long time, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm intrigued to see where you take this and where you going, because like I said, I think we're at a point now where the fan base again is super divided, and they're not willing to acknowledge their own biases. Like, I'm not biased to Kyle Hamilton. Like, if we can trade down, cool. right,
Mhm.
right, cool. I'm fine with that. We trade down, don't get Kyle Hamilton, great, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm not biased to it, but I'm also at a point where it's like there's no true number one, two, three here. So as far as I'm concerned, take the best player available, and in this case, take the best player available for need. Yeah, I'm taking Kyle Hamilton. I don't want to hear this talk about 40 times, because it's funny to me how somebody can run an unofficial time, but we count it as official. And it's so great. John Ross, he ran the fastest time ever. Woo! And he ain't done nothing with that speed. Nobody cares when you fast and you ain't ran nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where you go with this, man. Some of the headlines that's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's interesting is there's primarily like 3, 4 players that really everyone's talking about, right? The majority want to have Aiden, but they think he's going to Jags. And then after that, it's KT, Hamilton, and Willis. I'm not seeing a single other name that's popping up at 2. Like, some people are saying Walker's coming up out of
That's a
nowhere,
bunch
but
of BS.
um, let's see. One second, Luke. Do you hear that echo in the background or no?
That might be me, because I'm on this phone, and it does not. I have a phone that don't have that head jack thing. So when you're talking, I can mute.
Okay, for sure. Um, yeah, so obviously there's only about 4 players. People are talking about Walker, jumping up to 1. I just don't see it. That doesn't happen after all the combine, all the pro days, all the film, all the, everything. It just doesn't happen. So the real prospects are Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Hamilton, and Willis. And the majority are projecting Hutchinson to go 1. I personally think that would be a stupid move on the Jags. I think you protect your franchise quarterback. You just invested in all these wide receivers and stuff. It would be interesting to see if they did skip, taking a tackle, especially when there's such an elite one on the draft board. So I really want to start it off with, you're stuck at 2. I know you're taking Hamilton. What does the rest of your draft look like?
To me, once you take Hamilton, then it's game time, because at this point you can just pretty much build up the defense. You can go after the edge rusher, or maybe the edge rusher ain't there. So maybe you go and get a linebacker who has ability to edge rush, like Brandon Smith, or maybe you go and look at some of the other options and stuff. But for me, I'm coming back at 32, and I'm trading that pick. If I can, I'm trading that pick to Seattle. Let Seattle move on up and see if they want that pick. But if I can't trade that pick and I'm stuck at 32 and I'm sitting up there with a choice to make, then yeah, I can make my choice confidently and take any one of those pass rushers, whether it's Boye Mafe, or whether it's take a linebacker like Nakobe Dean, or maybe, just maybe, ironically, you got a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars who don't mind moving up a spot and you moving back 1 or something. You just got so many options. But ideally for me, I want all defense for the first 5 picks. Pick 1-1, 2-3-3. I want all defense to get it done. There's only one offensive player that I would be, well, maybe 2, if they deem him to be worthy, and that's Carson Strong. And the third, I'll probably be considerate of that. And then you go to the receiver position. If they decided at 32 or 34 before that they wanted the receiver, I can live with that too.
It's funny you say that. I've done quite a bit of mocks, and it's just interesting to kind of get a feel of what is happening across media because they kind of adjust the rankings and stuff. And I'm somewhat with you there. I don't really like the idea of taking a wide receiver early, but at 32 or 34, if there is one of those elite ones still on the board, I'm fine with taking that. But all the rest of my picks are defense. I mean, my first three picks ideally are D end, linebacker, and safety. Not necessarily in that order. Obviously, depends who's where and what. Or like if a Nakobe Dean does fall or Lloyd for some reason falls. I mean, look what happened last year. Jock fell all the way to second round. We thought he was a solidified top 15 pick. So you really never know what happens. I'm building up that front seven. I'm building up our back end. And on offense, all we really need is a wide receiver and a quarterback. And I personally don't like any of the quarterbacks in this draft. So you grab your wide receiver from this year. Class is pretty deep. They got some really talented ones. And then you build that defense. Even with our shitty quarterback at the helm, we lost a lot of games by like 3 points, last second field goals, game-winning drives, all this stuff. Like you literally take those out of situations just because of a better defense or even average defense, and you already won a couple more games, so trying to just set up for the future and build that foundation is where I'm at.
Most of the games that we lost came on last-minute deep bum plays. You think them people were sitting up there kicking field goals from the Himalayas? Maybe Justin Tuck was, but even that was set up on a deep bum play.
Yeah.
If you go back and you look at many of those games that we lost, a long pass happened. And it had nothing to do with the pass rush. They was always in the quarterback's face, hitting them in the face and everything. These quarterbacks don't care. Joe Burrow proved that. Aaron Rodgers has been proving that. Tom Brady, he proves it. You can hit them in the face. You can hit them in the mouth. They don't care no more. You want to take them down and knock them down hard? They can care less. What they care about is are you giving me a chance to get that ball out my hand? And they are. I've seen so many quarterbacks get hit while throwing the ball and still deliver a perfect pass.
What's funny about you saying that is I've pretty much been preaching solidify the middle of the defense. And I know you're going with it at the safety position. I've been saying we need a
linebacker.
Yeah, we need. I know. I mean, I'm just saying that because I know you want Hamilton, and even last year, and everything. And it's been driving me nuts because our biggest weakness, not only obviously is the pass rush, but we have always sucked at linebackers since we had Levy and Tulloch. Our safeties have been trash since Glover Quinn. I mean, you even just look when we had Glover Quinn and Slay, and our defense was significantly better. It was rare that we had big plays. And if you watch the team right now, the biggest thing that is hurting us, yes, is pass rush, but it's the big plays. I mean, we literally are like first and second down, killing them on certain drives. And then that third play is a huge gain. And then that's how they score on us all the freaking time. It drives me absolutely nuts. I wanted to grab Isaiah Simmons. We didn't get him. We didn't get any safeties. We re-signed Tracy Walker. That's fantastic. But we need someone to pair with Tracy Walker, and we need a very good middle linebacker that can handle the defense. We haven't had that in a long time. And you see time and time again, a Luke Kuechly, a Patrick Willis, Brian Urlacher, Ray, Bobby Wagner, like all these guys, literally just because they have a just elite middle linebacker, play significantly better. Darius Leonard, like it's every single team, like
they don't have to be elite though. Listen, Andrew, they don't even got to be elite. They don't have to be elite. You have to shore up the middle of the field. And look at every defense, every good defense. Even when the Lions had a decent defense, we had Stephen Tulloch in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people realize this. When you look at who we had at safety, the safeties wasn't all that great, but guess what? It showed. And we were hoping and praying that we got a safety that was of substance. But when you look at any good defense, you have to shore up the entire middle. That's the D tackle, the linebacker, the safety. The Lions keep wanting to do this stuff somebody else's way. And the fan base is so used to doing it the other people's way that they can't even understand that times have changed. It's not the same anymore. It's not what it used to be. It's not like you can just sit up there and ignore this stuff no more. Defense is a unit. It's not a player. Because the Pittsburgh Steelers went 9-7-1 and they had 55 sacks. They were getting it to the quarterback. It wasn't enough.
I got a serious question for you, Luke. And I haven't publicly said this, but what do you think is our strongest unit or position on defense right now?
The D line.
Interesting. I personally am going with the cornerback spot. I might get roasted on this, but if you really think about it, our D line last year, I mean, was okay. I mean, they weren't, down by any means. They did get some pressure and they did get some sacks, but you look at how many injuries we had to our cornerback position. If he went down, Okuda went down, Jerry Jacobs went down, AJ Parker went down for a little. Literally, all our cornerbacks got hurt, and they were like doing extremely well day in, day out, every week. I felt like they played amazing. There's 1 or 2 games where we got torched, but overall, our cornerbacks played amazing. So what does that tell me? You sure up that front seven, you get one good safety that is extremely smart. Doesn't even have to be excellent athletically. I mean, you look at GQ. GQ was smart. Earl Thomas was smart and gifted. I mean, you get someone that can just understand the game from the back end and make sure we don't have those giant plays. That's what we need. That, and I still think we need a pass rush. None of our players really on that D line scare me. Like if I was a quarterback, I had the Bengals offensive line. Like I'm not worried of this D line. So I like where you're going at in the sense of, okay, Hamilton, but then I'm getting a boy Mafe. I'm getting a Kobe Dean because that right there is a solid 1-2 in terms of front seven players. I personally am not going with
I'm
Hamilton
big on history, man. I'm big on history. Go back to the Detroit Lions, right? 1988. Everybody gonna say, "Oh, Luke, how far we gonna keep going back?" Because history is a teacher. We've been going back through history our whole entire lives, and it's not just in sports. But let's talk about the truth here. When you go back to the Lions that year in '88, they had the 2nd overall pick. They traded back 1 spot just to obtain a 2nd round pick, and they took Benny Blaze. And according to the general manager at the time, he said he would have took Benny Blaze anyway, even if he couldn't get the trade. But what he did, he took Benny Blaze, he took Chris Spielman. And those 2 people set the tone for that team for the longest. And then he came back and got Jerry Ball. And so the reality is this. Go and look at the '88 draft. Then look how they set that team up for years to come. That's the difference between what we're doing and what everybody else is doing. We have to be better at saying, you know what, we're going to do it our way. All this positional value crap, all this our biggest need, the biggest need is safety. It's been that for years. And if ain't nobody screamed that enough, it's been me. Deron Hardman, garbage.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, Deron Hardman, garbage. Tavon Wilson, garbage. Like, seriously, the best safety we had was Tracy Walker. Quandre Diggs was meh. I ain't gonna say he sucked, but he wasn't bad enough to be kicked off this team. Not for no Tavon Wilson and no Deron Hardman.
What's funny
and we just keep failing.
Is I heard that GQ news, like, oh, line signing Glover Quinn, blah, blah. I was literally jumping, man, because I watched the kid. I was a huge Texans fan, which is odd. Yeah, I know. But I love Glover Quinn, man. I loved his game. I loved how he understood the game. He made plays. He was just a great player overall. And he was not extremely athletic by any means in the sense of anything. But the guy made plays, and he just understood how to handle the back end. And you saw how much better our defense was because of that. We were missing a lot of pieces and stuff, and then our defense fell apart pretty quickly. But when we had him, we weren't letting up these gigantic plays. And we still didn't have a pass rush, So I get what you're saying with the safety. I actually want to run through a couple mock drafts just to feel out what happens when you take a safety, when you don't take a safety. And I personally, I'm not taking a safety at 2. I love Kyle Hamilton as a prospect, and if we can trade back, I still think we'd be able to get him because I know teams are going to want that offensive lineman, that DN, what have you. I think if we were to get in the 5-6 range, we could still get him.
How far back do you want to trade and think you can still get Kyle Hamilton? How far?
I think the furthest would be about 5. So, look at this. All right, the first trade offer, we got the Jets. 2 and 66 for 4 and 10. I personally think that 2 is worth just as much as 4 and 10. I don't know why I'd have to throw 66 in here. But just for shits and giggles, I'm going to reject it and just stay where we're at. So they're projecting Kyle Hamilton roughly about the fourth prospect off the table. I think Malik Willis, for some God knows whatever reason, is going to go top 5. I don't think he's a top 5 prospect, but teams are hungry. I mean, look how many times the Browns freaking drafted a quarterback, and they still never hit one. I don't care what you guys think about Baker Mayfield. I think he sucks. I mean, look what they just did. They just invested in Deshaun Watson, who might not even play. But I digress. So here, I'm just going to run through what happens if you take an edge at 2 compared to a safety and just kind of see what happens. So Kavion went through. I'm just going to grab Aiden, right? Because 1-2 odds are high. It could go Aiden and then Thibodeau. And then at the back end, let's see. Just resume this. You're looking at players like this pretty frequently, so it's tough because you could say, I'm going to take Hamilton at 2, and then I'm going to take like a boy Mafe. That's solid. I mean, that really is a solid friggin' 1-2. I wouldn't be mad, but I would rather have a Hutchinson or Thibodeau and then a Jaquan Brisker. I think that DN is a little bit more of a drop off. And we need that one guy that's going to pull these double teams and stuff. I know many people are going to disagree, and there are a lot of Kyle Hamilton truthers. I know you're one of them. And so, like right here, I'm looking at linebacker or potentially Treylon Burks. I personally am not the biggest fan of Treylon Burks. If Drake London was here, he would be my top one, at least at this position. I would go and grab Quay Walker. My first 3 picks, I got Aiden Hutchinson, Jaquan Brisker, Quay Walker. I would be happy as shit with whatever happens in the rest of the draft.
you know the problem with this though, Andrew, and this is what I think our fan base got to understand. That's a mock draft. That's a simulator that has been pre-algorithm to give certain outcomes based on certain things happening, right?
100%.
So that is not a measurement for how that draft can go. I thought last year that not last year, the year before last, I just knew that Isaiah Simmons would have been drafted higher, right? Because he had the versatility, he had the ability to change a game, right? And I thought that would be the case, but it didn't happen that way. It didn't. And then the team that took him didn't use him, right? So we can always use the fake barometer to say, oh yeah, these are the possibilities, and this is why I wouldn't do it. The bottom line is this: I don't even need for the player that we take at 2 to be a Hall of Fame player. I just don't. It's more rare than people think. Most times they're not a Hall of Fame player. I don't need for them to be a Pro Bowl or All Pro. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is this: does it fix a problem that we have? Right? Like TJ Hawkinson ain't gotta ever be a Hall of Famer. He's still worth the pick to me because he changed the way people played us. They couldn't just sit there and go, oh, they ain't got no tight end. We ain't got to worry about it. The attention went immediately to him. That counts for me. That's an intangible that you can't put on a stat sheet. That teams are focusing their attention on that player. And if you go and get a Kyle Hamilton, you can play with him like they did with Ed Reed, in the same way they did with Troy Polamalu, and the same way they did with Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. They play with all of them until they realize they ain't for play. But what we can't keep doing is acting as if though that mock draft is an easy barometer for how this draft is going to fall. There's people who are going to be taking high that we would have never expected. I remember the Raiders took that DN from Clemson. Everybody lost their shit.
Look, I get what you're saying, and I know that these mock drafts are never accurate. I mean, they truly aren't. You could literally get the first overall pick wrong there because there's no consensus, right? It's not like, oh, everyone knows Joe Burrow's going 1, everyone knows Trey Lawrence is going in 1. It's just not going to happen. But the position and the player is kind of what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? You can get this type of player roughly in this pick. Like, do you know about Trey Anderson? I haven't talked to you at all. This dude tested off the charts. Literally, from Montana State. Tested off the charts. We need athletic linebackers that understand their role. I can't even imagine grabbing someone like Trey Anderson in the 3rd. and just keep building and building and building, and I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but those same players, without me even having a mock draft simulator, I can't argue or say that they're not going to be taken in the first round because
Yeah.
some people fall in love with the 40. Hell, you see Trayvon Walker jumping up board because everybody in love with the 40.
Oh,
So
100%. That's a thing, right? Is there's certain tangibles that people do value highly, and the 40 for some reason is always one of them. I get the sense of, well, let's measure his speed, blah blah blah, but like that just doesn't matter. I mean, there's running backs that are slow as shit according to their 40, but they're amazing. Why? Because they have good vision. They have good elusiveness. They're strong. They're quick, but they don't have that long sprint like a 40 yard, So like it to me, like, yeah, that's cool. You're athletic, but look at John Ross. John Ross literally broke the 40-yard dash. Where is he? Exactly. So like, yeah, that's cool. And like some people do value that. But like to me, I'm looking at the top 80 players. I really don't care past round 3 in terms of this stuff and the rankings, whatever, because it's literally nowhere near accurate. At least with this, you have a general sense. I'd say maybe they're correct about 60% of the top round 3 in terms of who actually falls in that category. And you don't know. But what we do know is that we have hella options at that pick too, and there's only one guy that's going in front of us, and you can't fuck up. You literally cannot fuck up this pick. And I know people are like, well, then you should definitely take a quarterback. No, you don't take a quarterback because you need a quarterback. That is literally the dumbest shit that you could possibly do. Look at the Browns. Look at the Lions' past history. You don't just draft a quarterback because you need one. You draft one because there's an elite one there. You think the Bengals just drafted Joe Burrow because, oh, fuck, I need Joe Burrow? No, they literally fucking tanked, and they waited for someone of his caliber. The Jaguars had talent. They absolutely shit the bed. They hired Urban Meyer to literally shit the bed so that they could get a top 2, top 3 pick again. And now they're literally first overall again. Like, I can't even fathom this,
I
that just doesn't happen.
It's happened more often recently than it has in the past. I mean, look what happened with the Josh Rosen took forcing a pick because of positional value, and then they end up getting the first pick to get Kyler Murray, and you talk about Joe Burrow. That's the thing. Who are you tanking for? If the season is going on, and these are all the prospects who are going to come out, who in the hell are you tanking for? None of these people.
Yeah, I mean, this draft, honestly, like, it's like funny because I literally laugh that, of course, we would have the second overall pick when there's not a Joey Bosa, there's not, like a freaking Joe Burrow or someone. Like, it really is crappy because of all the years for us to get a top 3 pick. It's the one where there's not a quarterback. I'm all for taking a quarterback if it is an elite one. Like you watch Deshaun Watson in college, this kid was talented. You watch Burrow in college and you're just like freaking in awe. I mean, he's making every single throw. That dude has swagger. Like, he has the athletic ability. He has the mindset. He has IQ, like everything. There's not that player. So you literally have to take defense because there's no way in hell you're taking a wide receiver or running back at 2, and unless we can trade with one of those teams like the Steelers or the Saints or someone that is like actually interested in drafting a young quarterback that has potential, we're stuck at 2. We wanted it last year.
Yeah, but I don't even want the Steelers pick. It's too far.
Oh, I don't want them either. I mean, I ideally would either take the Jets or the Giants, and I don't think the Jets are going to trade up to draft a freaking quarterback unless for some reason they Jesus Christ, what's his name? The coach.
But they got Zach Wilson, so he's the quarterback.
Yeah, so unless like their head coach, because he's defensive, coordinator,
Robert Saleh.
Yeah, unless he literally loves KT or Hamilton or Aiden, depending on who's there, they're not going to trade up. The Giants honestly could be a legit trade up partner. I personally would love if we could trade with the Giants. I mean, I think they have 5 and 7. I couldn't even imagine. Could you imagine still getting Hamilton at 5 and then getting like a Trayvon Walker or a Jordan Davis or somebody like that? Like, that's just.
First of all, I don't want no parts of Trayvon Walker, so no, I can't imagine getting Trayvon Walker, and I don't even want to see him on his team. And second of all, whether you get Kyle Hamilton at 2 3, 4, 5, 17, 21, or 38. I don't care. I don't believe in this positional value. I want the player. I want the talent. We keep talking about we don't have any talent, even though the Lions are telling people, hold my beer. We don't agree with you. Because if you look at this roster, it looks real familiar. So I don't care. Besides, I'm not just going to move down to 5 and 7 to just get those 2 first-round picks. I would want more than that. And if they're not willing to give me more than that, I'm going to take my pick at 2. Now, some people may say, oh, you crazy, Lou. Why not get more capital and stuff like that? Because you got to pay all these people. And who in the hell's going to pay 3 first-rounders?
The Lions, because we finally cleared Trey Flowers' contract and a couple of these guys.
That's crazy.
I mean, like, I love what the Lions are doing. I think Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been doing a great job. I mean, people want to bash, oh, why didn't you sign the big free agent? Oh, why didn't you sign this guy? Oh, why didn't you sign this? Like, let's be real. Why the hell are you going to invest in all these contracts and all these players when you're not ready? Look at the Bengals. They literally drafted, and went all out in free agency, literally all out in free agency, and bought a ride and ticket to the Super Bowl. We're not there. You're not about to go spend $100 million and just be there. You have to build through 2-3 drafts and hit consistently on those drafts, and then you bring in free agents, and then you contend. The NFC is falling apart. All the top talent in the NFC, at least the majority of them, top wide receiver in the league, Khalil Mack, Chandler Jones, like all these guys literally left the NFC. The NFC is falling apart. You don't rush because you see an opportunity. You stay and you grind until you can get there. So it's funny, looking through Twitter or listening to the national media and, oh, why didn't they do this? And, oh, they did this. Or Dan Campbell said that. Like, dude, you just don't get it. I don't understand why people want immediate satisfaction when you can actually build things right. Let's see.
I don't see any real value in some of the things that have been trending for the Lions in terms of approach. What I do see, like, best player available. Well, you don't want to do that because the best player available is who you don't want.
You take the best player available when you have a team. Like, you look at the Ravens, they take best player available, or like Steelers, but they've already put together a team to where you can consistently rebuild through best player available. For us, you got to take that elite talent. Sometimes it happens where it's in the position you need, sometimes not, but you take the guys that are going to contribute at a very high level. All right, this is a question that just kind of popped in my head because I haven't talked about this and I've seen it been popping up in the media recently. It sounds like our team is high on Levi Onwuzurike. What do you think about him coming into year 2? Because I personally don't have any high expectations.
Well, I mean, they have to be high on him. They took him second. They took him in the second round, right? They have to be high on him. And 2, I've always told people he reminds me more of Michael Brockers. And to me, that was it. I'm like, he reminds me of Michael Brockers. So that's the kind of production you should expect from him. But they're looking at the intangible sides of it. The truth is they're telling you that because they're also trying to tell you we're not going to add any more D linemen. They're okay with what they have. I think it's just, to me, Levi has to perform at some point, and this is the time he needs to do it.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It's funny because I know earlier you said D line is the strongest. We have players that can, they can make a play or two here and there. Or they can get after the quarterback here and there, but like we truly don't have any studs on that D line. Romeo didn't play that well last year. He had one amazing year the year before. Don't really know what you're dealing with Julian. He was hurt. Levi was hurt all year. Aleem was all right. Brockers, okay. I mean, he's aging. Like Pennicini, they didn't really play. Like, we don't know what we have the D line. That's what scares me, because if they draft someone or they bring someone in, who are we letting go? And we just signed Charles Harris too. I think he played solid, but like, that's a freaking.
But that's the $1 million question I keep asking our fan base. Who, if you go out and you take, say, Malik Willis this year, who are he replacing? He ain't replacing Goff. He ain't replacing Goff or nothing like that. So he's going to be a deemed a backup at second overall. Okay. All right, cool. If you take, say, I don't know, take Kayvon Thibodeau, or you take, say, Aiden Hutchinson, right? Who are they really replacing? Because if you look at it right now, your down linemen are going to be Alim McNeil at nose tackle. You're going to have Romeo at one DN, Michael Brockers at another DN, and Levi at the or it'll probably be Levi at one DN, Michael Brockers inside with Alim McNeil. Okay. And then you're going to have, when they go 3-4, you're going to have Charles Harris. You're going to have in the inside Anzalone and Davis. That means that Derek Barnes, I think, go get kicked to outside. And then on top of that, you still got Austin Bryant. Who's he replacing?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's interesting, right? You still have Julian. You still have Pennicini. Like, I personally thought Pennicini could have easily been our starting defensive tackle, and they brought in Brockers, and they brought in Levi, and they brought in Alim. You know, like, I get what they're trying to do. I love the mindset of, well, we drafted 2 defensive tackles last year. We did this, we did that. But, like, I don't think they hit on them, you know? Like, I think they can be starters. They have potential, but none of them are a player that I'm like, damn, I want this guy in on every snap. It's not the case.
I think it's too early to say if they hit or miss. However, I think that those picks was more about who they looked at history wise. People like Deshaun Hand, who they gave a chance, and in the moment they gave him a chance, he was hurt. Right? You know, he started to look at people like what's the other damn guy we had? You had Nick Williams, who was hurt. You had Trey Flowers, who was hurt. You had all these people, these D linemen who were hurt. And they foresaw that as an issue. I mean, yes, Enrique was hurt, but guess what? It still isn't as bad as having a guy that you're going to, be paying bigger money to who's not giving you anything.
Yeah. So I'm just going to introduce Easy because my man came through. What's up, Easy?
What up, though? Sorry about that. I had testing out new baseball trend in betting, and I hit.
Well, look. You come in here talking about the gambling. Give me a second, fellas. I'm gonna be on mute for a second.
All right.
Okay.
Look, I get what Luke was saying. You know, you brought in these guys and this and that, but like, let's be real. Who is leading that defensive line? I know people want to say Romeo because we paid him, but like, he didn't do much last year. Yeah, he was hurt. This, that, whatever. Who do we have? At least, you know, in the back end, we have Walker, we have AO, potentially Okuda. I don't want to say anything there. You know, we're getting AJ Parker, Jerry Jacobs. We got a couple people, but like, that D line doesn't have anyone scary, man. What are you thinking, Easy? I mean, who's the head of our D line right now?
I probably say Charles Harris.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's funny to me is like, Charles Harris showed up. He had a lot of sacks towards the end of the season. Obviously, he had to learn the scheme and the plays and everything. But like, I don't think Charles Harris is elite. I don't think he's great by any means, you know. So that's why I think drafting that DM is critical. You know, you look at a team like the Browns. Who do they have on their D line besides Myles Garrett?
I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head.
And that's my point. That is exactly my point. Is many people can't tell you off the top of their head because they know Myles Garrett is such a force that shit don't matter as much. Now, people who think our D line is solid, that's cool. You know, why wouldn't you want to add an elite defensive end or the potential for an elite defensive end on a rookie contract? Because that's only going to elevate you. And then those guys you quote unquote thought were good are now potentially rotational piece or depth. And that is how you continue, you know, to build through the draft because you're allowing your team to have so much depth and so much talent that then eventually you can take best player available and you can turn into a Ravens or a Steelers. We're just not there. And you build through the trenches. Look at our drafts. Penny Sewell, Le'Veon Enrique, Owen McNeil. Those are our first couple picks. That's literally the trenches. The biggest holes that you can fill up are typically on the trenches. I mean, you start 4 of them on the D line, typically, right? Sometimes you have 5 down D linemen. On offense, you have 5 offensive linemen, you know? So, like, they're your biggest positional group, and they impact the game the most. Who do the Browns have after Garrett? Jadeveon Clowney. All right, they just got him, Sky, but you get my point.
I don't think he's I don't think he's on the team anymore. I know he was 2 years ago. I think
Dude.
last year, I think he was somewhere else, if I'm not mistaken.
I honestly couldn't tell you, but the point is like they had Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? Like he was such a dominant player that he makes everyone else overlook. Or you look at Aaron Donald. Before Von Miller got there, you couldn't name a single person on the D line. Yeah, you had Floyd, whatever, but like nobody knew those other D linemen that were rotating in or starting because you had Aaron freaking Donald. And I'm not saying we're about to get no Aaron Donald or Myles Garrett, but I'd rather take my chances on that than something else, or a quarterback that has so many question marks or what have you, So I haven't really talked to you, man. What are you liking at 2? Obviously many people want to trade out or what have you, but odds are high that you don't make the trade. Teams don't trade often. So what are you doing if you're stuck at 2?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm stuck at 2, probably gonna go with Kayvon. Honestly, what's up, Bubba? Sorry,
Why? Why? Because of the position of value? Why?
Because he's a beast. Look, this is what I don't understand, and I'm only gonna say this because it is what it is. Thibodeau was literally ranked as the number 1 consensus player when the season ended. I don't know how, why, what have you, but like he literally was ranked as the number 1 consensus players among so many people. And then the offseason came, and then he didn't test, and he didn't do this, and he didn't just start falling down draft board. And then the Aiden Hutchinson hype started coming, and it really just doesn't make sense. It's rare that you see someone literally just everyone. Thibodeau is going 1, and then offseason hits, and then he starts trickling down. So why not, Luke? What's your problem?
Because people saw his game against Utah State. They saw his game against UCLA. And they saw a guy who was making business decisions instead of playing ball. And that's not what we want. We don't want people making business decisions.
So you
in big games, we expect big moments. And when you don't have that, your numbers drop. It is what it is.
The business decision he made, though, like the most pertinent one was in the fourth quarter, and they were already down 4 scores. I'm not really tripping on him over that, to be honest.
I get what you're saying, right? I mean, you want someone that's going to try and has heart and stuff. I feel that. But at the same time, like, once you get into the league, man, that's a little different. In college, like, he's already proven himself. He's already a top 5 pick. Why would I go out and potentially snap my leg or tear my ACL or something? The game's over. You see that time and time again. It's just the fact that he's such a high prospect that they're giving him so much criticism than other athletes.
I think what it is too, like the media coverage. We talked about this last week on the BDE, but it was like, just for the sake of content, like you're gonna have to give a yin with a yang. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to talk about the bad things, and it's a hotter story to be a bad thing because he was the number 1 overall guy for those, for the media outlets, I should say. Like I don't know, mate. I do think Kyle is the best player in this draft. Like, I had no problem saying that. I think what Kyle offers in the football field, though, is there are some linebackers late that could probably give you a little bit of that.
I feel you. I mean,
but ain't the goal to get the best player?
Could be. I mean, it just depends on how. I mean, the goal is get the best players and help your football team.
I think the difference is outside of those top 4 or 5 DNs, I'm not really liking them. There's 4 or 5 safeties I really like. After you get through like KT, Boy Mafe, Hutchinson, whatever, like to me, there's a drop off. I don't like it. As to our safety, I'm fine with Hamilton. I'm fine with Brisker. I'm fine with Sign. So like I would rather take my risk at a player that's going to be there at that 32, that 34 potentially, than to literally miss out on a top tier defensive end because people value those DNs so much and they know if they can snag one, they want to get them. I don't want to have a Jamal Adams situation or some crap like that. It just, to me, that would break my heart if you literally got such an all-star and then he leaves because he's like, yo, shit ain't working. I got to do all this. I'm the leading tackler. I'm out. I'm getting my payday and I'm not getting my payday here. Like that would make me so unbelievably mad.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's still defensive ends of that caliber that'll be late, especially since the Jabo injury. I think Mafe may not be there now because of the Jabo thing, but Jabo is a guy I'd say. Mafe is a guy I'd say.
But here's my thing: you tear your Achilles, man, as a big man, like that's potentially career ending.
Who tore their Achilles though?
Jabo.
Jabo tore his Achilles, and he was projected as a first-round pick. So that literally lightens the defensive end, group, and he was a top 5.
I thought Jabo had an MCL and ACL injury.
No, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's Achilles.
Oh, then you can't touch him.
That's what I'm saying, right? So he's basically out of the question. He's going to drop probably 3rd, 4th round to a team that has talent like a San Fran. That they'll take the risk because the upside's there, but they don't care because their D line is solid. As to us, I'm not touching that in the late 1st, early 2nd. I'm not touching that in the 3rd because I need a starter. He's not going to be a starter. He's not going to play this entire season, and his career in the league is probably already over. Steve Smith did it. Kobe did it. Dude, these guys are different. When you're a big man, you can't just tear your Achilles and bounce back like that. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just another reason where I'm snagging one of those elite DNs early than taking the chance of maybe I'm getting Mafe at 32.
But it's not just him though. If you look at what they're doing, you can get people to generate pressure from many places. I think Brendan Smith can generate pressure. I think Malone can generate pressure. D'Angelo Malone from Western Kentucky. I don't think we got to just look at them and say, oh, it's these people and then that's it. You got people who can, like Tendu, and that can really come in and do it. And here go the scary part. As much as we try to praise all these other edge rushers and stuff like that, everybody named Mama know had Willie Anderson, whatever his name, I think it's Anderson from Alabama. If he had been in this draft, he'd be the number 1 overall pick.
Interesting.
There is no draft I could think of where Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson are considered top 10 picks. I can't think of that draft. This is the one that they happen to be in, but I just don't see it.
I'm with you. I mean, it's the same conversation can be said though for Hamilton to be number 2. Although I do think Hamilton's gonna be special. I just think with the position he plays, he's going to need at least a respectable defensive line to showcase all his talents.
But I don't think he would need that. And I think with Hamilton would have still been a top 10, top 15 talked about pick. I don't know if that would have been the same thing for them other 2 guys. Because remember, like Derek Barnett was I want to say when he came out, he was the leading sack leader. He had broke Reggie Wright's old record and everything. And you don't hear nothing about him. I go look at the Washington football team because I refuse to call them Commanders. It just seemed weird. Got to get used to it. But I look at the football team, and I'm like, look at their D-line. They have D-lines for days. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't winning.
Who?
The Washington football team.
Yeah, I mean, outside Chase Young, they don't really got anyone worth the shit. I mean,
really? Ryan Payne? Are you serious?
If you're really looking to change your franchise, I mean, the answer is quarterback, but
okay, the whole quarterback changing the franchise talk is so overblown and so not real.
Not overblown at all.
Look, I know. Here's my problem with. Hold up. Here's my problem with the quarterback thing. Easy is what did Deshaun Watson do for the Texans? What did? Oh my God, Stafford do for the Lions? Like that shit hurts me. What did these guys do? These guys are elite level quarterbacks.
Don't forget Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning didn't do nothing for the Colts. They had to put together a stellar defense and rushing attack for him to get over the hump.
Look, my point is like literally it don't matter what quarterback you are when you don't have a team. People want to bash Aaron Rodgers, right? Couldn't put up points against San Fran. That's pretty valid. But overall, what did Rodgers do in each game that he plays? He elevates his team. But he damn well has not won a Super Bowl in how many years? And he's literally considered a top 5, top 10 quarterback of all time. He's won 1 Super Bowl. He loses in the playoffs every year. Why? Because when you start versing playoff teams and it's playoff time, teams are showing up, man. He's versing solid-ass defenses. His offense is struggling. Their defense is like – it's not the same when you start versing those playoff teams because if you don't have a full team, it don't matter if you're Rodgers. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are arguably the top 2 quarterbacks in the entire league, and they got knocked out of the playoffs. It's a team sport, man. So like I get what you're saying.
But you're not gonna win the Super Bowl every single year. Let me say, like all you gotta ask for is like a guy like that on a rookie deal is gonna give you a shot. Like you said, you brought up the question about like Watson. It's like, yeah, that they've been to the playoffs and shit like that. Now that he's paid, I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I mean, they got a pretty good team in Cleveland, so they'll definitely probably go. But you just want the opportunity. Like drafting a quarterback, having that quarterback on that rookie deal just opens up so many doors for you. One opens up one door you can kick golf right out of. You know what I'm saying? And not only like are you just like getting rid of him in the hopes this guy's better, but also he becomes a trade asset. And in my opinion, I want him to have a good ass year so we can trade him for more shit. You know, like I will cut off my pinky if the Detroit Lions win a playoff game with Jared Goff starting and finishing it. Like this is not going to happen, especially when you're paying that guy $30 million. But yeah, other than that, though, you get that $23 million extra in cap space, and you don't necessarily have to sign a free agent with it. Like I was talking about this in the group chat the other day, breaking down how the Rams were built. Like you could go ahead and make a trade. And when you make those trades, you get up some assets to get those guys, but you're also getting those guys on discount deals because the other team's stuck paying the dead cap. I'm saying, and then you have that cap space to make those types of moves. And like you said, Andrew, to your very point, you're building a team at that point when you get that quarterback on a rookie deal. And I don't know, man. I'm not saying like you have to take Willis or anybody at 2. But I'm just saying that's the quickest answer. Even if it's at 32 or 34, I think they got to pull a trigger on one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean,
can I ask a question, though?
Go ahead, Luke.
And I'm not being funny. Go through the last 22 years. From 2021, from 2000 to 21, right? And I want you to look at all the quarterbacks taken in the top 5 on rookie deals. How many of those teams won the Super Bowl in those rookie deals? Or been to the Super Bowl in those rookie deals?
From win to win?
2020, from 2000 to 2021.
How many?
No, I'm asking you. Because the idea is if you get this rookie deal, that changes everything. I'm telling you, if you go back and look, that's not happening. So that tells me that that's a myth. Because the idea that they're winning on a rookie deal, that's not happening.
Luke. It's always on the rookie deal or team-friendly one, like in betweener. 100%, Luke. It's not without question. Like that's the trend in the NFL.
Go and look at the top 5. I'll even give you the top 10. Look at the top 10 quarterbacks from 2000 to 2021. Tell me how many of them went to the Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl on a rookie deal?
How many?
No, that's the question I'm asking you.
Oh, I can't. I'm on my phone. You're gonna have to
look.
You sound like you have the answer. That's what I'm asking you.
No. What I'm doing is I'm making the point that you can go and look. You can look at it and like we didn't win nothing with Stafford. We didn't. Joe Burrow had his success, so you can get him.
Stafford was a different scenario. He wasn't like the type of rookie deals we have nowadays. Stafford was, I think, the very last year before the rookie pay scale.
So you want to do it based on the rookie pay scale?
Well, yeah, you do it based on the rookie pay scale. Yeah, I mean, in general, right. Like it's the trend.
So you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Joe Burrow who made it to the Super Bowl. Who else?
Yeah.
Who else?
Keep going. You sound like you got a list in front of you, Luke. What? I'm not stopping you.
No. I don't have a list in front of me. I'm just remembering off the top of my head. I'm asking you.
I'm pretty sure Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers got a team-friendly deal. Joe Flacco had one on his rookie deal.
Wait, hold on. Wait, see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You just told me that we got to use the rookie pay scale. Now you're going to tell me about Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco. Man, I'm loving your baby in the back right now.
Look, I'm looking through, right? I'm scrolling through. In the last 10 years, the only one is Mahomes. Mahomes is arguably, like, if he continues this trend, he could literally just shatter Brady's records, probably win a couple Super Bowls. We'll see what they do, right? Because couldn't get done in the playoffs because defense fell to shit. They just
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson wasn't under the rookie salary cap. You cannot do that. I tried. That's why I went from 22. That's why I went from 2000 to 2021.
Russell Wilson was 100% on his rookie deal. And he was drafted. After Stafford.
You said, listen. I said from 2000, take the top 10 picks at quarterback.
Oh, so
top 10 picks at quarterback.
Crazy, like Sports Center stat where they're like, yeah, this guy's undefeated on a Wednesday. Anytime it's 62 degrees or above. Like what?
Listen. I'm not saying that.
The quarterbacks that went to the Super Bowl, Just point blank. Period. I don't care when they were drafted. I'm talking about quarterbacks who win Super Bowl. They're generally on the rookie deal or a team friendly contract.
But that's that. Even if I joins you and trying to move the goalposts, I'm telling you, you still got a handful.
You're twisting it to where you can fit like an argument. But the point blank period is like.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, look, you can do the whole entire draft from 2000 until 2021. How many quarterbacks on a rookie deal did it?
You said how many quarterbacks on the rookie deal? The top.
Yeah, take from 2000 till 2021. All the quarterbacks.
Hold on. So stop asking us and tell us.
I don't have anything to tell. I'm just trying to get you to understand that if you go and look at it yourself, you will see it's not what you think it is.
You don't have a point then if you don't know who was.
I know who was. I'm telling you, it's a handful.
Well, tell us.
No, and that right there, that's not how this works. You made a statement that I'm telling you it's not true. Where you're saying, oh, the rookie deals is what they do. That's not how it works.
Look, let's be real. Though. If you take Brady out of the situation, there's not many quarterbacks that have even won the Super Bowl in the last 20 years.
That's the truth.
Getting there.
That's the truth.
Look. The point.
We got a guy on our team right now, Jared Goff, who went there on his rookie deal.
Yeah,
and we know this dude ain't shit.
So I like what you're saying, Easy. I'm 100% drafting a rookie quarterback and taking them and making sure they're on a rookie deal when we're on that actual run. I just don't think it's this year. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are worth it. I don't think financially it makes sense, especially with Goff. Next year and the year after, I am all for another draft in the books. Address that defense. Let Aaron Glenn do his work. I don't think that Willis is going to elevate us in the playoffs if we make it to the playoffs. Even Deshaun Watson. I mean, look, he had one good playoff run, and that's not even him, right? It's a team. The team fell apart, and he couldn't do shit. I mean, they only won a couple games with him. You know, Trevor Lawrence, he's a rookie, but, like, they had nothing. They had awful coaching. They had nothing around him. Look what he's doing. You know, it happens all the time. Look at what happened when they brought just Stephon Diggs over to the Bills. I mean, it elevated Josh Allen's game to another whole level. You know, so there's so many factors that play a part. I just think you do grab that quarterback, like you're saying, Easy, and you utilize him on that rookie deal. But it has to be the right quarterback and at the right time. And I just don't think it's this year. Next year, we'll see what happens. There's always those players that come out of nowhere, like Burrow, before he got drafted that year. Who was he the year before? Nobody. Then he had a fantastic year. He won, literally kept winning, right? Just playing phenomenal. Blew up the draft board, went first overall, went to freaking Super Bowl 2 years later, you know? So we literally could be sitting here thinking that all there is a Stroud and whatever the hell his name is. You never know. There could be that star. And then boom, there's 3-4 quarterbacks that are going in the first round. Do you have to have the first overall pick? No. Do we have the capital to move and get the exact player we want if he's there? Yeah. You know, I don't know. I don't think Willis is the right answer, especially at 2.
Yeah, I mean, and again, too, like, I'm not really tripping if he's not the guy at 2, but like, if I like Ritter a lot, to be honest with you guys, and I'm just as bad as picking out quarterbacks as everybody else is in the league, but I think Ritter, he's been a winner at all levels. We saw him against elite defense against Georgia. You know what I'm saying? He didn't embarrass himself, and that's with him playing on Cincinnati, who has some fucking, has some studs, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they grabbed him 32 or 34.
I mean, if he fell to the 3rd, I wouldn't mind. I'm just someone, I think there's so many good players in the top 50 that are defensive players that I would hate to invest in quarterback then. But Ritter, I do like him. I think he could be a decent, starting NFL quarterback. I just don't want to invest so much in the off chance that he's not.
Yeah, and plus, if quarterback is so important, it's rookie deal. It don't got to be 2. You could take 1, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, right? It's rookie deal, right?
I mean, you want guys who at least start in the NFL, starting caliber quarterback,
and you're gonna get those in the first round. So Dak Prescott is not real. Russell Wilson is not real. Tom Brady is not real.
Well, I didn't say that part, so.
I'm just saying, like they can literally wait until like the 3rd or trade back into the 4th and take Carson Strong if he's there. And I would be like, okay, if you need a quarterback so bad, fine, I'll take that. Let him sit. But 2, you got a ball.
Yeah, I mean, Will else to be the guy? If they're going to take one at 2.
I think my problem with it is like, look at what San Fran did last year, right? They invested so much to get Trey Lance. And he played a couple snaps, and now they're like, do we get rid of Jimmy G? I mean, Jimmy G played pretty well before he hurt his thumb. Or do we
They're
play
definitely
Trey
getting rid of him.
Lance?
The only thing slowing that down is he just had surgery on his shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, if you think there's a quarterback that can truly elevate your team, I get it. And being a mobile quarterback definitely helps, but like, I just don't see Willis being able to elevate our team to the point where, I don't know, that you utilize that second overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's truthfully, like, obviously at the discretion of Brad Holmes and them boys, but I wouldn't be upset. And I wouldn't be upset with him if Hamilton was the pick either. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that we would draft a quarterback this year, considering how much Holmes and Campbell have said, like, oh, our quarterback is off and we like our quarterback and blah, blah, blah? Like,
he's such like a, we were talking about this in the Heavyweights podcast. He's such like a cuck, bro. That, like, you have to be mindful of like his confidence and feelings and shit like that when you speak of him. Like, they're not gonna trash him because he's gonna start for us either way this year, and it's just what it is. He's here this year one way or another. They're not gonna completely trash the guy. That's why part of me thinks like they're for sure not going quarterback 2. I mean, not only you got all the rumors like that and what they've been saying, but also like they can grab a guy with that, again, at 32, 34. It's not going to hurt his feelings as much.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I think as long as you're getting people that you plan on starting, I'm fine with it. If you legit plan on utilizing whatever quarterback you take and you truly think he's a guy, go for it. How can you be mad? I don't think there's that standout one at 2. Some people truly love Ritter as the number 1. Some people truly love Howell as the number 1. Some people love Willis as number 1. Like, I've never seen an NFL draft where everyone is so conflicted on who they actually think is the number 1 quarterback. So like, you take him at 32, 34, I wouldn't be as mad. I still wouldn't be happy. But if you truly think that he's the guy, I mean, shit, but that's their bet to sit on.
I would honestly be shocked if they took a quarterback at 2. Because for me, I'm not going to lie, that will put them on the clock for me. I can look back at every general manager and coach and tell you when they became put on the clock for me. With Matt Patricia, it was the moment he benched Glover Quinn in favor of Tavon Wilson. You was on the clock, bro. You don't lost your mind. What is wrong with you? There's nobody in this league who would ever do that. Tavon Wilson couldn't even get a starting spot with half the damn safeties hurt on the Colts. But he can come here and start. And the pick, I can tell you the pick that put Bob Quinn on that put him on there for me when he came out and decided that, why wanted me to go back. He took T.J. Hockenson. I was like, great. But when he went out and he decided that, you know what, I'm bringing in all these Patriot people, the clock started. And the pick that he made that let me know he was serious about it was Julian LaCour. I was like, what the hell? Will Harris is the one that got me banned for 3 months because I was confused with that pick.
When he fired Jim Caldwell when his clock started for me.
That's fair. Listen, that's fair. If you think about when the clock started for these general managers, I'm telling you, if he take a quarterback at 2, the clock starts for me. Because at that point, there's no way you're going to tell me you're taking a quarterback at 2, and next year we turn around and we draft it, and Jared Goff is still on this team. It's not going to make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. For me, you drafting a quarterback that high as a GM, this is you saying we are ready to compete. Like, if you're saying that, by all means, do we have the roster to truly compete for like even NFC North title or NFC title? Like, I don't think so. So why take that quarterback now? And if you truly like it, by all fucking means, but then that shit don't pan out, you're on to next GM. Like, how often do you see it where a GM gets to pick a quarterback, go through a couple of years, and then pick another quarterback? That just doesn't happen. I mean, literally, it just doesn't happen. So to me, you could love Willis, But if you take him, this is you legit saying, hey, we have a chance to win the North. You win your division, that's the first step. Not just making the playoffs. You better win the division. 7 teams are making the playoffs. That's basically half your freaking conference. So I don't know. I mean,
plus, keep in mind, if you're taking a quarterback, especially this year, because you're at 2, you better win games this year. Because now we're going to be talking about what we could have had to help us win games. Meanwhile, while we waiting for this guy to figure out how to be an NFL quarterback. So if you take one, make it count. This is why I got the Malik Willis picture up here, because I find this comical. I find it entertaining that this is the option. And anybody who they take, I'm going to support it up until they give me a reason not to. I gave Jared Goff all the opportunity in the world. I waved the white flag at about week 2 or 3. No, matter of fact, it was week 3, because week 2, I was more mad at Jamie Collins bitch ass. I felt that him and Anzalone was the reason they lost that game.
Look, when you look at a draft, most people don't just weigh on, oh, this player was super successful. Oh, we drafted him and he played amazing. They weigh it on the fact that, oh, Aaron Donald was taken after this guy. Oh, this guy was taken after this guy, because then you really start questioning, well, shit, what did my GM see that he fucked up this bad, right? They don't just look at just the player. They literally look at that, So when you look at the Okudah draft, and there was people saying, oh, why don't we take Tristan Wirfs? Oh, why don't we take Isaiah Simmons? Why don't we take Justin Herbert? Could you imagine if we were to take one of them, how much further ahead we would already be for our team? You can't, because it's never going to happen, because we fucked up and took Okudah. People weigh on that, and I don't know. I mean, when you're a fan, that's what you look at. You don't just look at the player. I mean, literally just the Eric Ebron draft alone, there's 10 players after that literally were starting caliber Pro Bowlers, elite level players, and we missed on every single one of them because we took a fucking tight end. It don't make sense. So after that, you're done. There's no rebounding from that.
A tight end who had drops in his highlight package too, bro.
Right, literally, and you took him top 10 above a defensive tackle. Look, I digress. My point being is literally just that as fans, that's what we look at. So it's not just the player. Like Kyle Hamilton could be great, but could you imagine if Kayvon Thibodeau went after him and for some god reason he's the next Von Miller? That would be awful. So I don't know.
No, it would be awful. I mean, it's gonna hurt too. Because Hamilton's gonna be good, man. He's gonna be good no matter where he goes. If he goes somewhere without a defensive line, probably take him a year or 2 to actually truly shine. But I don't know. I mean, I'll be cool with taking him. I wouldn't be pissed off. I don't really care where we go. We have so many needs that you can't really be pissed off either way.
I know.
There's the guy like Brad Holmes believes in the guy they take. You kind of just have to trust it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there are a couple needs that we have higher than others. So that's why, you're in the position of a 2, a 32, 34. You got 3 of the top 35 picks. You should be addressing. It's a top talent in that position, and it's a top need, And the quarterback one for me, just A1, man. And I like I said, I get it. If you want a quarterback, by all means, but then you better be damn sure that he's playing in year 1.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's to their discretion to think Malik is that guy or whoever, if they go that route. But I think I don't know, man. I think it's either Malik, Kayvon, or trade back for sure. I don't think it's anybody else. I wouldn't flirt with any Trayvon Walker stuff. I don't think he's dude.
I think it would just be shocking for them to literally take a secondary player, whether it's cornerback, safety, whatever, that early. I just don't see it. I mean, look at the criticism that, Bob Quinn got for Okudah. Given Okudah is not the prospect.
That's a different situation.
No, I know. I know he's not even remotely the prospect, but
I don't think Brad Holmes gives a shit about the criticism. He may address it if it gets loud enough, but he knows he's damn good at his job for years now. You know what I'm saying? Like last year. what's the one criticism that everybody wanted? Oh, receiver. Oh, get us receivers. Bro, he waited to the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he took 2 defensive tackles back to back. Like, he don't give a shit about no criticism. If he believes in the guy, he's gonna take him.
And that's how it should be. It should be take the talent, take the guy who can help you. That's what it should be. Everybody, oh man, you can't draft a right tackle, Luke. That's stupid, Luke. Why would you draft a right tackle? We need this, and this. We need linebacker. Take Parsons, Luke. And I'm like, I know, I like Parsons. I mean, he's cool. He's great. But you can get that same guy in Derek Barnes. Oh no, you can't, Luke. Okay, all right. And everybody's gonna say, but he's not the same, Luke. Well, Derek Barnes didn't play on the same defense as a Parsons. Parsons' defense was loaded. I don't know if y'all paid attention to that, but it was loaded. And on top of that, the way they used him, we weren't gonna use him like that. We was not gonna rush him. They finally realized, let's just rush him. It's better to rush him than anything else. And that to me was the difference.
You know what's funny is I'm reading Ghost Gunner's comment. He's like, pretty sure most people wanted Okudah or Tua. And it's just so funny because I literally said if we were to take a quarterback, and this was in a live stream, so you can definitely pull it up, that if we were to take a quarterback at 3, I wanted Justin Herbert. Or if we weren't to take Isaiah Simmons, I want Tristan Wirfs. Then last year we could have took Micah Parsons or, someone like that. So it's like so tough because if you hit when you should have hit, sets you forward. You can adjust. You can continue to build. But since we didn't hit with Okudah, which given you don't know yet, but odds are high,
I know. I definitely know.
Odds are high that one pick altered the rest of our freaking team for the next 10 years. Tristan Wirfs is literally arguably the top tackle, in the NFL right now. Like stuff like that hurts your team, man. But Justin Herbert, top 5 quarterback, young quarterback, talented as shit. Yeah. I wanted him over Tua. You know what I'm saying? So like you have him, that's your situation easy, right? You have Justin Herbert. Next year, you take a Penny Sewell. You keep building. I think Justin Herbert significantly would elevate this offense over Goff. Yeah, we'd win a little bit more. Then this would have been a year where you can just focus on defense. But instead, people are, oh, we gotta get the quarterback. Oh, we gotta get this. So those drafts where they're not hitting hurt, and that's why if you take a quarterback this year or you take a safety, both of those, like you better damn well make sure that they are a stud. Because if you set this franchise back, Detroit gonna eat you up, and that's what it comes down to.
But that's any pick though, right? Right? If they take Malik Willis and he's a bum, they're eating him up. If they take Aiden Hutchinson and he's a bum, they're getting ate up. No matter who you take, they're getting ate up. That's any pick. And the Lions, shout out to my man Motor City Sports Talk for this, but he made a point that you can't argue with. They have been taking D linemen for years. For years. And I look back when we had that dope D line where it was Kyle Vanderbosch, Nick Fairley, Sue, and Cliff Aver. I remember that. But guess what? That is not.
We went to playoffs.
You say, hold on, wait, hold on. You said what happened?
And we went to the playoffs.
So your view is we went to the playoffs because of that D line. That's why.
2014, we definitely went because of our defense.
In 2014, what happened in 2014 with the defense that was different from all these other defenses? You know what happened?
Best run defense in the league.
Nobody ran the ball. Nobody was running the ball that year. You can't say the best run defense.
You can't say nobody was running the ball that year. No, nobody's running the ball against us.
In 2014, who was the top rusher?
Adrian Peterson. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Hey, that's a good.
Listen,
I bet I'm right though.
He said that so. He said that so bad, so fast that I was like, "What? Wait, what? No." But I ain't mad at you. I'm gonna go to it and look it up.
DeMarco Murray, baby.
Woo! Okay, turn your light on. Come get Daddy a hug. Hold on, y'all.
Who's 2?
Le'Veon Bell, then McCoy.
What was the total yardage though?
Murray had 1,800 rushing, so he dominated that year. This was the year that Justin Forsett took off, Arian Foster killed it, Lacey had a really good. This was actually a whack ass running year. Yeah, I don't even know. This is a
Listen,
bad running.
Listen, I'm just saying nobody was really running. The only reason DeMarco Murray
my
was running,
goodness.
bro. Go and look at. It's not like go and look at the last. You look at last year's rushers from last year. It was like 6 or 7 of them just going nuts, and the year before that they were doing the same thing. In 2014, wasn't nobody running. And look at our opponents. Our opponents wasn't trying to beat us on the ground. They knew they didn't have to beat us on the ground. They just threw the damn ball. We didn't have
They couldn't beat us on the ground if they wanted to.
Are you okay?
See, this is something that's tough. Like you can't even really argue it because like it's literally in the past. Like there's not a game coming.
No, it's just funny because it's like we talk about how great that defense was, but the biggest difference between that defense and what we're trying to do now is that defense generated turnovers that resulted in touchdowns. And it wasn't because of that D line.
Oh, you can see comments on here.
On what?
I'm on my phone right now.
You didn't know you can look at the comments from your phone?
I know I could private chat.
Easy, bro.
I can't comment back.
Yeah, you probably can't comment though. I would say you can't comment on there.
That's so funny.
Easy, don't distract me in this point right now.
D-line generates pressure, right? I mean, you look at those teams that their D-line generates pressure and they hit the quarterback, wobbly pass, makes the quarterback literally, like you look at Brady or someone, they throw the ball with their eyes closed sometimes because they're about to get wrecked, and that does generate those turnovers because then the cornerback doesn't even have to be in perfect position because the ball is not where it's supposed to be going.
But that's not what happened though. And I don't want to say that's what happened. Believe it or not, 2011 defense to me was way better than 2014. I'm just gonna go on the limb and say that in my opinion. Y'all could disagree with me.
You said what?
2011's Detroit Lions defense was better than 2014's.
You talking about on film or on paper? Because
crazy as hell.
Because those are two different things, my man. Because the 2014 defense literally was the top 2 defense in the league.
Yeah, you sound.
I hear you.
And the funniest thing about that is that was like
the 2011 defense used to get destroyed. The Saints fucking ran us, bro. Like not even like. Come on, bro.
Okay, so you. I know. It's too crazy. He's like, I can't believe you said that.
Levy, Quinn, Slay, Sue, Fairley, Ziggy.
Yep. Keep going. Name them.
We all know who they are. You name me 2011s. Chris Houston.
You guys be cracking me up.
All right. So let's look at the 2011 defense, right? The 2011 defense gave up 26 touchdowns. Obviously, 2014 gave up 23. The 2011 defense had 21 interceptions and 41 sacks. 21 interceptions and 41 sacks, right? Now, you go to 2014, because I know y'all like stats. You pro football focused stat mathematicians, y'all like this kind of information. Don't know why, but more power to you. In 2014, that defense had literally 42 sacks. So they had one more sack than them. They had 20 interceptions. 2011 had 26 more, and they gave up 3 more touchdowns. You know the biggest difference between 2014 and 2011? In 2014, they gave up 47 plays of 20 yards or more and 6 plays of 40 yards or more, right? And when you go to 2011, I got to go back because y'all got me going between screens on one computer. Hold on. I'm getting up there. Where we at? All right. In 2011, where was it at?
I'm not even. This is all like in one ear, not the other. You sound crazy though.
Listen, you can disagree. I have no problem with that. If you think the 2014 was better for whatever reason you believe it, then so be it. More power to you. But I do not believe that to be the case. And if that's the case, if you think that 2014 was a better defense for whatever reason you come up with, and you think that was the one that was like the end all be all for of defenses, cool. But guess what? When you look at that defense, even with that defense, they had that dope defensive line, just like the Washington football team has a dope defensive line, just like the Steelers. All those things.
It was doper.
What was doper?
The 2014 D line was doper than Washington.
No. Nobody said which one is better. I said they were dope. They were equally just as dope for their time.
Not equally. It was not equal.
Really?
Not equal. The Lions' defensive line 2014 was out cold.
Okay.
That's why they were the number 2 ranked defense in the league that year.
They were not the number. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In 2014?
Go ahead.
2014, they were ranked 2, Luke.
In rushing attack, in rushing, not overall. No, they were not. I'm looking at it right now. They're not rated number 2.
What rank were they?
No, listen. I'll let y'all say it's 2. I don't have to tell you. I'm looking at it right now, though. If you go through and you look at the overall defenses and touchdowns given up and stuff, they were not number 2. They were number 2 in rushing defense.
What about scoring?
Well, in scoring, we know they gave up 20. What's this? 2014. We know they gave up 23 touchdowns. So they would be. Let's see. I gotta count it. 1, 2. That's 3, 4. That's 5.
Points against in 2014, they were the 3rd ranked defense.
I know they only gave up 23 touchdowns in the well, that's in the pass game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, 3rd ranked defense, 2nd ranked defense was literally 1 point. 1 point difference.
Wait, hold on, wait. But when I gave 1 point differences, I was told that I was crazy. I'm just pointing out to you, as much as we want to focus on this stuff and say, "Oh, they were so great," that's not the case. I'm looking at it and saying, look, these teams, every team I ever seen that was been a good football team has always had it straight down the middle. Safety, linebacker, or D-line. One player at each one of those spots that contribute. 2000 defense of the Ravens always had one player. That damn defense that kept beating up on the Patriots from the Giants, they always had it straight up the middle. They all have that. We don't have that. And most of us want to just take people be taking them. But I've come to the conclusion that I want the Lions to take whoever this fan base wants. So whoever you are as a fan and you want to take these people, I want you to take those people because I want them to be able to say, you know what? They got the guy I wanted. I just want them to keep that same energy. Don't change their name. That's it.
Look, I don't want them to just take whatever the fuck they want. I want them to take stars. Look, we've seen it time and time again. Everyone knows defense wins championships. Some people can argue, well, like in today's age, like those offenses are becoming so much more elite that a team like the Bengals and a team like the Chiefs and the Bills, they're competing with offenses. But you look at those teams, and if you do a deep dive, those teams also have defenses. If it's not middle of the pack, it's above middle of the pack. Anyone below that middle of the pack defense, they rarely make the playoffs. It's just rare. I literally hate Eli Manning. I think he's a trash quarterback. The man won 2 Super Bowls because their defensive line and defense was so freaking dominant that shit didn't matter. And you can have a good D-line and maybe your secondary just absolutely sucks. But I think our secondary, with who we have now, given one safety spot, would thrive with a great defensive line. I think we have 4 really good cornerbacks. I think Tracer Walker is solid. You get a safety in this draft or you hit on one, that elevates it, but you still need the D-line. We're not stopping every runner. We're not getting to the passer as much as we could, and all that starts at the line. You look at San Fran. You look at the Colts. Their D-line and their front 7 are really freaking good, and they elevate that secondary.
You know what's funny about 2014? I didn't even realize this. Glover Quinn had 7 interceptions.
Yeah, he killed it that year.
It's amazing what a safety can do. I'm just saying.
But what happened when that D-line fell apart? Glover Quinn wasn't getting those 7 interceptions.
I do want to say this too to the Glover Quinn point, and GQ would tell you this himself. That defensive line helped him a lot because, again, no one was running the football against us. The teams had to throw the football, and that's where he was able to play make, and that's why he has so many interceptions.
Look, the only time not the only time, but typically what you're saying, Luke, is super effective when your offense is so dominant that they have to pass all the time.
Oh, that's BS. No, it's not.
Dude, no. Look, all right, look at the Chiefs.
Look at the Ravens.
All right, look at the Chiefs.
All right,
hold up. Look at the Chiefs, right? Every team ends up passing against them because they put up so many points that they're like, shit, I got to give up the run. even if it's effective, because I'm going to run the clock out myself.
Every team pass against them because they're stupid and they follow the same trends that they don't need to follow. And it's the same trend that they follow in the Super Bowl that the Bengals follow. All you have to do is hand the damn ball off to freaking Joe Mixon, you win the game. But no, we got to make the quarterback the MVP. Well, you failed. And it didn't work out in your favor. Just hand the damn ball off. I don't know why people keep making this stuff such rocket science. If you go look at all these teams when they go against them, look at the team who beat them. Just look at it. The team who beat them, they outrushed them, ran the ball down their throat.
Look, we all can agree the running game is important. But when you're versing an offense that is putting up touchdown, it don't matter. Like, dude, you mess up one time on third down, you're fucked because that other offense is not stopping, which means now you either continue to run the ball and hope you make a defensive play, or you start passing because you know you're going to run out of time, even if it's efficient. I mean, you look at those Kansas City games, those Bill games, they literally force teams to get away from the run so early because they're putting up 21 points in a quarter. You can't run the ball when you like, let's say you have Christian McCaffrey, you have Derrick Henry. You can't run the ball anymore when you're down 21 points. You might here and there, but until you get back in the game, you just can't because you're literally going to run the clock out while that other offense is still on fire. It don't make sense.
I just think we're watching two different games because I've seen teams run that thing down that throat down 21, aka the Bengals. They ran that thing while they was down 20-some points.
Against who?
I wanted to say that was against. Let me go back and look at the game. I gotta look at their schedule. So hold on.
Because they also the problem with stuff like that is like they also have a Jamar Chase 80-yard touchdown type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, hold on, wait. You said nobody's doing it, but I'm just thinking of teams off the top of my head that I know have done that before.
All right, tell them.
Like I said, where they've been down like 20-some points and still ran the ball to win it.
Name me one in the last 5 years.
I'm about to name you one. Hold on.
Look, the thing is though, is like when you watch these games though, they do get away from the run, you know, and so it is what it is. You know, it's a pass-happy league now. Like, we're not back in the day where everything was a run and then these guys didn't throw. Like, it's a pass-happy league. You know, that's why teams like the Chiefs are so dominant. The Bills are so dominant. The Chargers were really good last year. And all they did was really beef up their offensive line to give their quarterback a little bit more time. But they're dominant offenses because they air the ball out so much and they supplement with the run. I mean, the Bills' freaking run game is basically non-existent. And they were arguably the most dominant offensive in the league.
Did the Bills was?
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
I know they're the most dominant offense, but they were definitely good.
Yeah, I mean, top
they ain't got no real receiving threat. You know, they ain't got no. And the running back, I don't know what the hell they be trying to do. They throw so much, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but look how much they put up. Yeah, they got Diggs, they got Gabriel.
That's it.
Davis, like whatever.
No Diggs, and that's it. That's why they can take another receiver this year. That's it.
Diggs, and I'd give them. I say Knox is solid.
Don't say Cole. Oh, I thought you would say Cole Beasley.
Yeah, Dawson Knox is a solid tight end.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna say. I thought she was gonna say like Cole Beasley. I was like, man, no, we not.
No,
bro. That's that quarterback elevating that team. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to go through and find all these damn games. Y'all got me with 1,000 tabs open up here.
Look, because it's so hard to find them. Look, even the Titans with Derrick freaking Henry, man, was gonna crush 2,000 yards again back-to-back seasons before he got hurt. They would get away from the run because when you're down, bro, you gotta start throwing the ball, and they just force feed AJ Brown. You know, and they get back in the game.
You can't like be one-dimensional unless you're elite at it. But like,
yeah. No, 100%. I mean, even someone like the Titans, when you have a Derrick Henry, they still do play action and they still throw the ball. But, yeah, it's probably a 60-40. But when you're down 21 points, it's like an 80-20, 90-10. It is not happening.
Say it one more time.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that wasn't even me. That was a totally different voice, and I'm really nervous because it was none of y'all voice.
No, it was me. It was me. I opened up my computer so I can read the comments.
Bro, I was finna hop off of here because I was like, nope, I believe in weird stuff and superstitions. No, I'm finna get the hell up off. I thought that was something going on. Strange.
The ring is about to pop up on your screen.
That man, no.
Yo, that movie is really scary, actually.
You said the ring is scary?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how we got on this, but while we here, if there was one movie that always scared me, and to this day I still enjoy it, it's Halloween. Michael Myers, it's that blank stare is just the most scary, freakish thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not normal. It's just not.
That's funny.
I found it.
You found what?
Stream.
Oh man, he said I found it. Boom.
You said you found the stream? Which stream?
This stream, like boom.
This stream.
I thought you were about to replay some shit like Luke be doing. He'd be like, I have this quote from you from 2018.
Oh no, look, I did that one.
Luke does do that.
Listen, we had that debate. I was saving that damn quote. I said, oh, okay, well, we're gonna have this debate. Let me go ahead and use his words against him.
I still shit on you in that debate. I just want to point that out.
I mean, listen, we can't win them. We can't win them all. We cannot win them all. I want
to know, baby.
Hey, Tigers won, by the way.
Nice.
I thought who they play today?
The Red Sox.
They better after that freaking blowout 10-1. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't wanna what's the word I want to use? I don't want to talk too much baseball, but yeah, you know.
Look, what is the actual odds you guys think that we can trade that number 2 pick? Because
0%.
Every time it comes to the offseason, every single person's like, trade back, because there's so much value. Obviously, you get more talent, whatever. But, like, it never happens. Like, we're never that team that trades back, you know? So,
yeah. I think it's a small percentage that we get that trade. I think because I think he wants a certain trade, but I don't think he's going to trade that pick. I think he knows exactly who he wants. Hands down.
Which trade are you making?
He just wants to be in the top 10 still.
Yep, like, that's all he wants. He don't want to go too far down.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 ideal trades, and it's the Jets and the Giants. You're either taking that 4 and 10 or you're taking that 5 and 7. And that 4 and 10 gives you high odds to keep a Kyle Hamilton, to keep one of those guys, because chances are no one's trading up to 2 to take a safety. And I don't see Houston taking a safety in the shit show that they're in.
You don't think Houston would take the safety?
Not a chance. I would bet money that they wouldn't take a safety. They have so many holes. Look, when you have so many holes, you don't start with a safety. I mean, literally, you don't start with a safety.
I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying, like I'm not gonna act like it ain't possible for them to do it. It won't be the first time they've done that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they went Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm just
he's just the most like people think Aiden's safe, like he's the safest, right? But I truly think Kyle Hamilton's the safest pick.
I do too. I think if you're talking about just a safe pick, I think Kyle Hamilton would be that one.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, a lot of people are saying he is the safest, just no one has the balls enough to take him that early.
That would be interesting because it's your second draft. You're unproven. You sucked last year. You got the second overall pick. Do you take a safety and then it not pan out? Because that's the equivalent of Akuda to me.
Well, like I said, he don't give a shit.
But it's not the same as Akuda. The learning curve for a cornerback is different than it is for a safety. I think it's more challenging for a corner to have to run with somebody step for step versus a guy who would have to let everything run towards him. I think we see it every year. Even Darryl Savage provided some type of help for the Packers as a safety, and then you start to go and look at some other people. Eddie Jackson. I mean, holy shit. He came in and he made the Lions look like puke, and you just keep going down the list. These safeties' learning curve is not as high as a cornerback. It's just not.
And outside of that too, like to be real with you, like I've already made this argument before, but it's like put on the TV or put on the tape, and like it's night and day. You know, Hamilton's a better player than Jeff Okudah was at cornerback.
Oh, I mean, 100%. I don't think anyone's that. I till this day, I'll never understand how the hell Okudah moved up so far in the board, but I digress. Hamilton is a better prospect, and people actually think he can go top 5. Okudah was a shocker.
Yeah.
But the value, man. I mean, just the value alone. Like, I don't know. Okay, so my question for you guys are, because I'm totally blanking, is what was Hamilton's injury?
It was just a regular knee bruise. I thought it was.
I thought it was MCL or something.
No, it wasn't no ligament. It was a regular knee bruise.
I could have swore it was something more than just a bruise.
Well,
like,
I remember we literally had this discussion in the chat, and I don't remember what it was.
Well, that's what you got the internet for. I'm going to look.
Yeah, I'm looking right now too.
Yeah, because something like that too, to me, factors in, right? Is it an ACL tear? Is it an MCL
pinched
tear?
fat pad.
I told you it was a knee bruise.
That's all it was. Though?
It's just a knee bruise, bro. You just listen. Go on here. This just for the benefit of you who don't believe. Go to YouTube, right? I know seeing is believing. Go to YouTube and type in Kyle Hamilton Combine, and you're going to see his movement and fluency. There's nothing wrong with him. He's perfectly healthy.
All right, but that 40 time, no.
The 40 time to me has been the most irritating thing thus far, and I think the reason I've been so irritated with the 40 time is because everybody want to ignore the time that he ran at the combine.
What time did he run at the combine?
4.59.
See, you know what I have a problem with that is you look at players like Tease or someone like that where on tape they played solid, but they did run slow. You know, so like, is it, you know, like, again, can he keep up?
You're comparing a corner to a safety.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know it's different. Safeties don't have to be as fast as corners. I mean, that's just.
Okay, I'll give you some context for it, right? Right. Let's just say we hypothetically want to play around with some stuff, right? To give it a little bit of context, right? Mm-hmm. Steve Atwater was 6'3", 212 pounds, and don't at me about no Steve Atwater. That was a long time ago, different game, blah 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 stuff. He ran a 4.63, right? Mm-hmm. Sean Taylor, 6'2", 230, ran a 4.51. So a little bit faster, but okay, right? Cam Chancellor at 6'3", 231, 4.62. I've never heard anybody say they were slow.
I think at 4.7 or 4.57.
The official time at the combine was 4.59. Forget the pro day. We can say the pro day. And this is another thing. Nobody is thinking outside the box. When's the last time you heard of a player running a fast time or running a decent time at the combine and then running a super slow time at the pro day? When have you ever heard of that? I'll wait. Nobody think that's odd.
I think the thing that people miss though with the times is that, and yeah, like Easy says, and you said, you know, it's we'll put on tape, but it's not just the tape. It's how quickly can you diagnose stuff and understand what's happening in the game.
That's what
so
makes
that way your speed isn't as important.
That's what makes.
So if you have that IQ, and that's why Glover Quinn was so amazing at safety for us. You know, when you have that IQ, it don't matter as much. You don't have to be as physically gifted because you already understand what's happening in the play and you start going. So if you diagnose a play 1 second earlier, that 4.59 compared to a 4.4 don't mean shit. Are you running for 5 seconds? No, you're probably already there in 2. You know, like it's different.
Take it one step further. Look how many safeties have come out who have ran fast 40 times, and you don't hear nothing about them. Like we had J-Ron Curse on our team. He ran a 4.62. Everybody wanted George Ioko, whatever his name is, from Boise. He ran a 4.66, right? And you look at that and you go, oh, they wasn't good players. But Jeremy Chin, a guy that's 6'3", ran a 4.45. And guess what? They used him at linebacker first and then moved him back to safety, and then he goes to linebacker and back and forth. Obi Melifano Walu, you know, the older brother, that guy we got, 6'4", 224, ran a 4.4. He's okay. Nothing to write home about. Nothing. And you keep going down the list of these people. That 40 time is just a joke to me. I just my man's Chris Spielman said it best back when he got drafted. Right? Like to me, this quote right here tells me why I think they're going to go in the route of Kyle Hamilton. And I could be wrong. I'm okay if I'm wrong. But you know, our job is to make sure we put our thing out there. Then y'all get a chance to critique if it's right or it's wrong. But this is what they asked Chris Spielman. What about your supposed lack of speed? He responds, look, When you running those 40-yard dash, what are you running for? Nothing. There's no reward. Now you put a guy down the sideline and give me 40 yards, and I'm going to catch him. Believe me, he's getting caught. That's the mentality of a guy who understands just being smart. Speed is cool, but it's not everything.
It's so funny. That's so funny that you quoted that, because I shit you not, I played the same way. I ran track. I played sports. I played with every athlete you can think of across schools. And the quickest I ever ran was when I was playing in a game. I did not run fast when I was running no 100-yard dash. I didn't run fast when I was running the 200-yard dash. But when we were in game, I was just as quick as anyone else, because there's such a difference between in-game speed and literally just freaking running. Like, I don't understand that.
Yep.
Like, people literally are like, oh, but like, look at this time. I'm like, can you run full speed when you're literally just running? Like, because I can't. Yeah, you know, like, if you've ever tried, like, you know, like, it is not easy to just run.
And let's be honest. When was the last time? Right. Again, I could be wrong, but when was the last time you going 40 yards for somebody? Because most people keeping everything in front of them. They're trying to limit what you're doing. I'm just tired of watching game after game, especially last year, of people dropping bombs on us literally at the end of the game and they're kicking field goals. I'm over it. I'm over it.
The only dude who runs a 40 time in game is Will Harris, because he sucks at coverage. So he has a fucking run and catch up.
I'm just saying. Now, you know what's funny? Because like I said, I've been trying to find this for a while. I'm looking to find people who ran 40 times at the combine then ran slower, and I'm not able to find none yet. Ray Lewis at the combine ran a 4.58 in the 40-yard dash, and apparently at his pro day, according to the Bleacher Report, he ran a 4.37. I've never heard of nobody getting slower. I've never heard of this, and nobody is asking the question of, well, where in the hell did that come from? When did he all of a sudden become slower?
When too is like the combine, you're dealing with like lasers, and they even run back and watch tape to make sure they got the accurate timing. At pro days, it's just who has the fastest thumb, who they think has the best. Like,
that's what it is.
To watch.
That's what, and God forbid you're in the middle of typing something or somebody get your attention and you stop that clock at the wrong time. Plus, I think it's some teams who are like, look, I'm finna put it out there. Y'all see he got 4.75? Yeah, you sure? My clock say he got a 4.75. They're gonna push that. They're gonna push that narrative because they want people to fall to them.
Dude,
I just never heard.
Wasn't it last year where like it was ungodly at the pro day how many people were like running sub 4.4?
Dude,
yeah, it was last year. There was no combine.
Dude,
so dudes were like breaking records in 40 times. It's like, yo, it's pro day.
Dude, and not now one got slower. I remember I had a whole thing going for up until the draft, which you ran at Penn State's pro day. Every player there ran a 4.3. I said, how, Sway? How's every person ran a 4.3? I went and showed tape like, where's a 4.3 yet in here? He's chasing the guy. That's 4.3? Come on now. Nah. Nope. I always ask questions about things that seem strange. And to me, it seemed odd that he got slower.
Yeah, I mean, you know when a player's fast just in game. I mean, Tyreek Hill, you literally watch him play and you're like, wow, this is literally the fastest guy in the field. No ifs, ands, are about it. Did he break the 40-yard dash? No. You know, did he hit that low 4.2s? No. But the guy literally is the fastest guy in the field. I mean, you watch players like this. Deshaun Jackson, did he break the record? No. When he was playing and he was healthy, the guy was blowing past people like he was racing high schoolers. Like, that 40-yard don't mean anything, man. It's not in game. You're not playing for anything. You're literally just running. Like
I said, it's never been a strong suit, in my opinion, to measure a person. Like Richard Sherman has said, it's all about the film. Every NFL player I've run across all say, look at film. I don't get it. I just don't get it. That's the way I see it. I don't get it. And the truth is this. Even when you look at I think the Lions, to me, this is why the second overall pick matters so much. Whoever you take there will dictate the next pick.
Oh, yeah,
guaranteed.
100%.
So if you take a quarterback, you know that you're going to now have to invest capital to get players to fit him, to control a system that's going to fit the quarterback. If you take a receiver, that changes everything. If you take a D lineman, that changes every that first pick dictates everything. And I don't think we are in a position to allow for our first pick to be something that does not give us an opportunity down the road. Yeah, you could take another safety. You could take Brisker. And I'm a fan of Brisker. But I haven't heard a person yet tell me that there's a safety in this draft better than Kyle Hamilton. Well, they'll have. That don't count. They'll have.
Well, Vale's a Bears fan.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it don't count. Vale,
Yeah,
Vale will cuss me out but Vale has said that she's not high on Kyle Hamilton.
Hold up. Which safety did she say was higher?
Oh, I'm trying to think who she said.
Was it like Hill?
No.
It's not Sign, it's not Hill, it's not Brisker.
I think it. I can't remember. I really can't remember who she said. I just remember she said she's not high on Hamilton. That's what she said. I just can't remember who it was though. Bill, I know you still here. Tell us who that person was.
The funny thing is about stuff like that is like literally we could all say like, oh, this is my favorite safety. Like someone said earlier, I think they said Chris Simmons said that Thibodeau isn't even in his top 5 for Deion's. You can say stuff like that, you know, and sometimes like you hit and you're like, damn, I was right. Nobody else called that. And then other times you're just dead wrong, you know? So, I don't know.
Wait, who said Thibodeau's not in their top 5 of DNs?
Someone said that in the chat earlier that one of the analysts said that, and I was just in awe.
I mean,
to be honest with you guys, I like Jermaine Johnson. Probably maybe my second favorite.
Yeah, but Jermaine Johnson, if you run at him, it's over. He's Cliff Averill 2.0. He'll get after you. But if you run the ball at him, it's done. It's over.
That's why you just put Draw Davis right behind him, right, Luke?
Hey, what can I say? Listen. Hold on. If he was as bad as people thought, they wouldn't have tried to retain him the first time where they got outbidded. They didn't have enough money to bid for him because they was trying to keep him. And then when the first chance they got to bring him back, they brought him back. So I'm just saying, we can say what we want, but apparently Dan Campbell thinks how I think. And he thinks the world of Jared Davis, and I do too. I think Jared Davis under Matt Patricia lost confidence just like this fan base did. Matt Patricia sucked the life out of everything that watched him. I've never seen so many fat jokes in my life until Matt Patricia. That's how irritating he was to people.
Big facts. Facts. But no, for I was gonna say the same thing with like Charles Harris. Charles Harris was like a failed first rounder until he got to Detroit under Dan Campbell and them guys, and here he is. Same thing with Floyd on the Rams right now. A lot of those guys in that Rams defense, if you look, they're failed first rounders from other organizations.
Yeah,
the Rams picked up. Yeah, on those 1-year deals, and then they got the 2-year deals. Same exact thing that we just did with Charles Harris.
Well, see, I'm saying, I think the attitude is different here, and that's why you see that and you go, oh, people feel heard and respected here, and you can play better when your confidence is up. But this is the ironic, funny thing I find funny. Do y'all know what Charles Harris ran in the 40?
Probably like a 4.5.
Let's try a 4.82 at the combine.
Oh my.
I can't believe he still went first round.
I'm just saying. At 6'3", 253, I'm looking at it right now. Missouri.
Wait, he's 6'3"?
6'3", 253. It says Missouri DN Charles Harris. Right?
Oh, Charles.
Selected first round pick number 22 by the Dolphins. 40-yard dash, 4.82. He did 21 reps of the bench press, which is pretty good in my opinion. But yeah. You want to hear what the so-called expert had to say about him? I love this kind of Lance Zierlein. Here's his comparison. He's Connor Barwin. Here's his strengths: long legs.
Solid.
But you and I both know he never turned into no damn Connor Barwin. You know that. You know that. That man gave you the same number of sacks that you got from all your players from 2014. Stop playing. The highest sack total in 2014 was in Ndamukong Suh with 8.5. He gave us 7.5. So listen, come on.
Crazy.
Come on.
So it looks like it was Chris Simmons that said that. I had a feeling that's what it was. Look, I can.
Chris Simmons, I like him, but sometimes I feel like he just says shit to say it.
No, you think so?
He's like a Stephen A. Smith.
But he was right about Stafford. He was right about a number of different people. And everybody to point out all the stuff he be wrong about, but he been right about some things lately that been scary, truthful.
So let me ask.
Yeah.
What was he right about?
He was right about Stafford. He was right about damn it, I'm trying to figure out the draft picks. He had a few people that he was like, "Oh, I got this guy going here, this guy going there. I think this guy's going to be a good one." He was really big on Mac Jones.
You need to watch our draft from last year. I called like 8 of the first 10 picks.
Yeah, I think you was on the road. I think you. I was looking like shit. I'm like, if you did a bracket, you might make some money, and then it just died for me. It went down quick, crash and burn.
The thing is typically you know which teams need what, and then once it starts falling, you know how they adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like there's kind of like there's a pattern. Like certain teams, obviously, they'll snag quarterbacks, they'll do this, they'll do that, but if there's 3 defensive ends going first, second, and third, and you're 4th overall, and you need DN, you're not taking DN because you're about to take the top player out of any other position. So it just kind of felt like that year.
How in the fuck can he not be in your top 5 of this class?
Dude, literally, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, there's like 5 elite like type DNs, and then it drops off, and so I'm like, bro, like even if you don't like something you saw, whatever, like KT is still way up there.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing him right. He said DNs, not edge rushers. DNs.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I'm just saying. I mean, now
that makes more sense.
If you put them all together, let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Not in the top 5. Aiden Hutchinson would be in mine. George Carlette is number 1. Aiden Hutchinson would be 2. Let me see.
And to the Stafford point, like that's not like a hot take or being right about anything. He was on a fucking super team.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one time and one time only. Can we stop with that bullshit ass lie? That's not true, bro. You know that's not true.
It's very true. They even say it themselves.
Okay.
They call themselves a super team.
Okay. How in the hell are they a super team when Jared Goff was on a super team? He had a dope running back that he didn't even have to throw the ball. He could just turn around and hand it to him. Okay.
His
defense was
loaded. What's that guy do? Time out. What's that guy do with Stafford being on a super team this year? That'll make this not a super team.
Stafford wasn't on a super team.
They literally was
Tom Brady on a super team?
Yes. Randy Moss, maybe.
What? I'm done.
You talking about Tampa? In Tampa,
yes.
Yeah, he's on a super team. Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you were to take Tampa Bay's team and compare it to the Rams, who team was more super?
Dog, it's Tampa, not even close.
Tampa.
Easy, you really gonna sit here and think about this, bro?
The only listen. The only reason is because the Rams have 3 Hall of Famers on the defense. You take them out of the equation, or even whatever, you just literally you take out Donald, Von Miller, and Ramsey. Who do they really have? Kupp was not no round winner. Like they didn't have a run game. They lost a couple of like starters and stuff. Okay, Weddle came out of retirement. The man was literally retired for 2 years.
Right, and they needed him so bad, and he helped because that's the safety spot. But you can't take those again.
I get what you're saying, but man, like the Bucks, their offensive line is night and day compared to the Rams. Their wide receivers, I would take the Bucks wide receiver. What?
Everything's better. What are you? The Buccaneers is way better.
All right, hold on, guys. You guys just saying. Let's break it down logically. Hold on. So
okay.
The Rams, they had Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham. I don't even know after that.
I would rather have
now
Mike
watch
Evans,
this.
Chris
The
Godwin,
Buccaneers,
and Antonio Brown, and
right. Antonio Brown's a slot receiver, bro.
Antonio Brown was their 3rd receiver, man. Like I get it. Like, look, Cooper Kupp was solid even before Stafford, but Stafford elevated that man. And Robert Woods went down, and mid-season they acquired Odell, who hasn't done shit since his rookie year.
Well, he's always playing with Baker Mayfield. I mean that's
true. I think Mayfield is trash.
He played with Eli Manning and everybody else. He just ain't done crap.
That wide receiver core, besides, obviously Kupp won like every freaking category.
Those are two really good to have, yeah.
Mike Evans, let's just say it's a wash. Let's just say the wide receiver's a wash. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown compared to Kupp, and it's literally just Kupp and Odell. The run game for the Bucs is better. The offensive line for the Bucs is better.
Yeah.
No.
The defensive line.
Name them. Name the running backs. Name Leonard Fournette. Name Ronald Jones. Name LaShawn McCoy as the 4th option in case of emergency. Name the tight ends where they had O.J. Howard, who was just sitting there dry cleaning the towels for people. Dude, that team was their team was so loaded, bro.
Yeah, it's a super team for sure.
Man, that team was
They're
unbelievable.
both super teams.
And when you go to that team, I
don't know how you snuck that in.
I know.
I mean, they're still both super teams.
Man, that team was not a super team, bro.
Here's my thing. If you take away 3 of the Rams players, are they really a super team? You literally take away Von, Donald, and Ramsey. Who's super about that team? Well, Andrew Whitworth is a 40-year-old left tackle. Kupp, yeah, he's a great wide receiver. Odell played well. But like literally, who do they really have that's a super team? They don't have fucking 7 people on one side of the ball.
You take away 3 stars from either team, and it definitely depletes them. But I'm saying that doesn't make it them not a super team. Like those 3 still existed.
I don't know. I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but
it's not anything I'm trying to say. It was a super team. Like it's like they literally called themselves a super team. Like they know
they did that because people were saying that, and they were making a mockery of people. They were being facetious. Oh my God,
they know.
Jesus.
You go watch Von Miller's vlog. He vlogged the process. He was talking about. He's like, damn, I don't really want to break up the super team. Fucking like, and he was talking about too, like.
They were mocking the people
I'm really
who
about
were
to give up
saying
playing alongside Aaron Donald, my man Floyd. It's not no mock, bro. They were a super team. I don't understand why. There's nothing to defend about it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. They won a Super Bowl. It's not nothing like.
They were not a super team.
It was a super team, bro. They literally called themselves a super team. Like it's like, come on now.
Oh my God.
So I mean, can't you just say the same thing about like the Chiefs? You know, like teams like that, like.
No, they're not gonna say stuff like that. When it's their favorite football team, they're not gonna say they're a super team. The reason you hear people, the only people you hear saying that team is a super team are people who was talking shit about Matthew Stafford. If you wasn't talking crap about Stafford,
who play on the team themselves, are like, damn, we got a good ass team. We're a super team. I there's no. I love you guys. You guys know I love you too. This Stafford shit just needs to like you got like. I'm not discrediting him at all. I'm just saying like, bro, it's a super team.
All right, so let me ask you real quick, Easy. If they repeat, and do they still have a super team?
Yeah, this is fucking signed Bobby Wagner.
So they got rid of Odell. They don't have Von Miller, and Von Miller. Let's be real, that was the biggest acquisition they've had.
He was garbage until the play. Okay.
Look, okay, but that's my point, though, is in the playoffs, he showed up. You know, he had huge plays, so he showed up. But they lost a Hall of Famer defensive end. They lost Odell, who many say, obviously, like, he literally scored a touchdown almost every game he played. And then I don't think Eric Weddle's there anymore. And they lost Andrew Whitworth. They lost literally 4 of their starting, quote-unquote, super team players. Not like Leonard Floyd or one of these guys. They literally lost 4 of their biggest contributors. And all at huge positions.
Andrew Whitworth. They lost Odell. They lost Von Miller. Who was the 4th one?
I'm pretty sure they lost Eric Weddle. And that's just the ones I can
think Weddle retired. Weddle after the game was like, I'm too old for this. And he said he was done. So that lets you know they weren't playing. He was in pain, he said.
Yeah, he'll come back and make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me just name some people off. Let me see. Make sure I do this right. What year did they go to the Super Bowl? The Rams did under Jared Goff, 2018, right?
But we're not talking about that team, Luke. I don't understand why you keep trying to bring them up.
Well, I just want to see what a super team looks like. That's all. This for the benefit of me. This ain't for you. This ain't for you.
The Rams,
no, this ain't you. This ain't for you. Let's see. Ty Gurley. I mean, he sucked. Brandon Cooks sucked. Cooper Kupp, he's great. Robert Woods, great. Tyler Higbee, we don't know. Andrew Whitworth, at that time he was still old. Roger Stafford, John Sullivan, that's the offensive line. Michael Brockers and Dominican Suh, Aaron Donald. Damn, you don't say.
Look at all them dudes you could afford with a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. That's crazy.
I love how you threw that in there. I mean, it's true, bro. Like you have to get a young. You either need to trade for a Peyton Manning type shit or a Tom Brady, or you literally have to draft one, but you got to have a team.
It's not true. They didn't afford them because of a rookie contract. That's not what happened.
No, I'm not saying they afforded.
A lot of those people took pay cuts for the hell of it just because they wanted to play together. But this team literally had this is what they start. They had a Keeb and Marcus
They traded
Peters.
for most of that team, and they got them on pay cuts.
Sue was a free agent.
That's the only one a free agent, right? They traded for Ramsey. They had who was that edge rusher that used to be with Jacksonville? What was it, Miles Jack?
In 2018?
No, it wasn't.
He's talking about 21.
Yes. When they went with Goff, the Super Bowl.
They didn't have Ramsey.
Right.
They
didn't. They had a key to lead, Marcus Peters, John Johnson with the safety, and LaMarcus Joyner with the other safety.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. What?
I remember because when they traded,
they lost to leave to the Patriots, right? Or he retired.
He went somewhere.
I don't know. I ain't gonna look. Don't give me the line like I follow the Rams that hard, but I'm looking at their roster right now, and their linebackers at the time was Corey Littleton, Mark Berrien. Hold on, I gotta keep scrolling. I got my eyes hurting looking at all this stuff. Damn. They had Ethan Westbrook. Let's see. Dominic Easley.
They traded for Ramsey mid-season.
No, they did not in 2018. No, they did not, bro.
They didn't have him the Super Bowl run. I promise you.
No, they did not.
And I'm telling you what Google says.
Google lying to you. Okay, that Google is lying to you. They did not. They had already went to the Super Bowl and this is another thing I'm trying to explain to people. Let me just backpedal real quick. I keep trying to explain to people. People wonder why I want Kyle Hamilton. It's not because of the numbers or anything like. It's the intangible stuff. I guarantee you, Aaron Donald will never have a season like he had when Ndamukong Suh ever again. Now I'll put a heart, a lung, and a kidney on that.
Well,
I mean,
chill out, Luke.
The hard part about that though is like my man literally gets triple teamed and double teamed on every play that he plays.
I mean, they have some talent on that
so
team,
like,
bro.
yeah, he won't get the sacks, but like my man is taking up 3/5 of the offensive line.
I mean, I'm just saying they have some talent. They had Sam Shield, Aqib Talib, I mean, God.
Dante Fowler. I think there's a guy I was thinking about.
Yeah,
he wasn't on his team in 2018.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was.
Yeah, he
Where
was.
at? Oh, he right here. I see him now. I'm going. I bypassed outside linebackers. I was already on cornerbacks by the time you named
John Johnson Joyner.
So then they had Fowler, Easley, Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, and Ndamukong Suh. Good grief! And you talking about this man had a super team?
He still had a super team. That's why he's wasted that whole entire time. Just because Goff had a super team, don't mean Stafford didn't have a super team.
Jesus.
So, all right, let me ask you easy. So, when you look at the teams in the NFL last year, you think the Rams were the top team in terms of talent?
Yeah, Rams and Bucks for sure.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not, Jesus. It's something like it's been known about them. It's not. I'm not saying anything like it's nothing hot takers about this. This has been well documented. I don't know why you guys are acting like it's not the case.
I just don't think like when I think of super team, like I look at that Bucks when they won the Super Bowl, and that shit was just crazy.
Thank you.
But that don't make this not a super team.
Like, see, I don't, dude. Like I have a hard time with that because that's like saying like, all right, like, fuck no, that's like saying that's like saying like Golden State when they won with Clay, Steph, and Draymond was a super team, and then you compare it to when they have KD.
No, because that wasn't a super team. No one was calling that a super team.
No one was calling what a super team.
When they won before they got KD, that was not considered a super team. They were the Splash Bros.
Okay, but were the Rams a super team right before they traded Stafford?
They didn't have Von Miller, no.
Oh, Von Miller made that big of a difference, right? Come on, bro.
Yes. That's why he just got paid what he got paid to go to the Bills.
He got paid what he got paid because they are stupid and they're trying to buy their way to a championship and it won't work.
To compare that, what about when Von was with the Broncos and they also had Bradley Chubb?
I mean,
and they had all these receivers and stuff.
Because unproven receivers.
All right, what about the Cardinals?
Cardinals not a super team, no. When they got Ertz, they're looking cute. But no,
The Cardinals.
they had
Okay.
Hopkins.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Let's talk about the Cardinals stuff for a minute. Have you looked at their roster?
Their Cardinals. I mean, it fell apart, but last year it was unbelievable.
Dude, they had JJ Watts, bro. JJ Watts. they have. If you look at that roster, bro, that roster is talented as hell. The Cowboys have a very extremely talented team. Why they not super teams?
Everyone thought the Cowboys were going to be a super team last year.
Dude, they had that, man. What they did not have? Name what they didn't have. The Cowboys, what they didn't have? They had safeties. They had linebackers. They had D linemen, DN. I mean,
definitely missing coaching.
So super teams got to have good coaching too.
Bro, I don't understand. Like this, like it was a super team. They literally called themselves a super team. I don't understand how you guys are like that. Are you both saying that wasn't a super team? Is that you're both trying to tell me that
it wasn't?
LA Rams weren't a super team?
I listen. I think it's hard because they added Odell midseason and Vaughn midseason, and like it's hard to be like, oh, they added 2 players and it's a super team.
Super team.
Literally call themselves super team. ComplexSports.com, LA Rams super team. FoxSports.com, LA Rams super team.
all opinions and thoughts from writers.
Jalen Ramsey speaks on being a part of a super team.
Oh my God!
Aaron Donald, hungry to repeat with super team.
All right, so let me just put some perspective into this.
Rams.
Because I think this is where me and Luke are getting lost. So easy. Their defense, literally in points, was 15th. Their third down percentage, 21st. Passing yards, 22nd. Rushing yards, 6th. They didn't excel in anything statistically.
No. Because where you get a super team that comes in clutch. I'll give you a perfect example. The game against the Lions. They always damn near losing. What happened at the closeout situations? 2 star-studded people on that defense at that time. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey made plays. That's what super team do is like super team plays.
Yeah, but what about when Stafford?
That is the most redundant thing I've ever heard in my life.
Cup.
What?
What happens if Stafford isn't dropping these dimes in the playoffs?
They lose.
I mean, they fucking held.
Wait. What happens if the Bengals just kept running the ball?
Stafford 100% won that game. 100% won that game against the Bucks. Yeah, that shit was out cold.
All right, but like
that shit
dude,
to him is super receiver Cooper Kupp.
All right, you look. All right, easy. You look at the Rams' offense and defense throughout their playoff run. They had a non-existent run game. They're averaging like less than 2 yards a carry some of the games.
So where does that make them not a super team?
Dude, their tight end went down. Their second wide receiver went down. Their running
back
go
down to the NFC Championship game.
What'd you say?
Higbee?
Yeah, he went down and literally didn't have him in the championship game.
Yeah, but he went down NFC Championship?
Yeah, which is huge.
Like they literally call themselves a super team. You guys sound I love you both. You sound ridiculous right now.
I think the problem is that there's plenty of teams that have more talent in them. They just have some stars that are unbelievably better.
No.
What do you mean? I can name at least 4 teams that have more talent than them.
Shut the hell up. Hell no.
You can't name 4 more teams who have more talent than them?
No,
Cardinals, San Francisco.
No.
Oh my God.
Dude, the Cardinals literally were destroying the league until they had injuries.
All right, Cardinals. Here we go. You want to do Cardinals? Okay. We'll count Kyler Murray. We'll say Kyler Murray. DeAndre Hopkins. Where else?
AJ
Green,
Jones,
JJ Watt,
AJ Green,
Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons.
Wait, hold on. So AJ Green not a good player, but Odell Beckham, who ain't did nothing in a millennium, is still great. Let's stop this. Come on.
Yes, Odell Beckham's better than AJ Green right now. What the fuck are we talking about right now? Are you serious?
Odell is better than AJ Green. I mean,
listen, we never said. Hold on, wait. This is what y'all got to pay attention to. What he doing? We never said who was better than him. What I said was we don't count.
You're trying to compare him as if they're on an equivalent level.
No. What we're doing is we're saying talent. We didn't say compare. Talent. Look at just the talent. They had AJ Green opposite of DeAndre Hopkins.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Opposite. And they did that with Christian Kirk.
Listen, one day when you guys take Matthew Stafford's remove that genital from your, place where you're supposed to put food, we can have this conversation. But until then, we just got to kill it. All right, we're literally talking about a team that calls themselves a super team. You guys are trying to tell me it's not.
It's not a super team.
Fucking wild to me.
It's not a super team.
You're fucking crazy.
It's not a super team. You just said that. You can't name. You cannot name 3 teams more talented.
Yes, go ahead, name them because Cardinals aren't one.
Cardinals is one.
So try again. Cardinals definitely aren't one. We could try.
Buccaneers is one of them. Cardinals is one of them.
Buccaneers
I'll even put the Dallas Cowboys. They're more talented than the Rams. Oh man, you is crazy. You just lost your mind. I'm telling you, you just lost your mind.
No.
Okay, easy. Super team, got it. They literally played the playoff with a hobbled Cam Akers at their torn ACL or whatever the hell he ripped up.
He tore his Achilles, dude.
Whatever it was.
Damn, one position changed everything, huh?
They traded for Michelle. They traded for Sonny Michel. He was so spectacular, right? Darrell Henderson was amazing, right? What a hell! I mean, look at the receiving corps, bro. Okay.
Receiving corps pretty fucking good.
You're right. The receiving corps is amazing. I mean, having Rob Wood with Cooper Kupp and Odell, amazing.
Right. I mean, it's not anything. They literally call themselves the fucking super team. I don't understand.
Look, we've been on for over 2 hours, and I know this conversation.
I can tell y'all starting to go crazy.
I would never understand the super team argument. It's the most weak argument for people who.
It's not an argument.
The only reason people were saying that was because they wanted to have a legitimate reason to justify Matthew Stafford. Every person who was a Matthew Stafford hater either deleted the video or stopped talking about it or want to move on because they try to come up with an excuse to explain what he did. And they can't explain why he didn't do it here. So since that destroyed their narrative, now we go to the new narrative. It's a super team. Stop it.
It's not a new narrative. It's been the narrative before. Right. People, not even from like Detroit.
H.R. Robinson, Hall of Fame. Media.
Troy Aikman, Aaron fucking Donald, Von Miller, members of the goddamn team. Call themselves a super team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the hard thing is like you literally just look at that Bucs defense, and you have stars across the whole thing.
But hold on. That just because another super team coexisted doesn't make this not a super team.
It's
that
not
makes zero sense.
Easy. It's not necessarily that. It's that when you look at it, it's like, yeah, the Rams do have some stars, but they have some massive holes on their team. Like they're not to me a super team is like, bro, you're kidding. Offensive line, wide receivers, running back, quarterback, coaching, D-line. Like you have everything. The Rams didn't have that. They didn't have safeties. They had to bring someone out of retirement. They had no run game. They had to keep trading for running backs. Their offensive line took huge hits. Their starting wide receiver went down towards ACL. Their starting tight end, yeah, he played the majority of the season, but he went down during the playoff run. Like they had injuries and shit. So like, yeah, you had Von and Donald. Don't get me wrong, that's the nastiest combo of all time. But like Von's older. Like Jalen Ramsey's
got a $120 million deal.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
That was a dumb move by the other team. It don't mean that it oh my God.
Christian Kirk just got $80-something million.
Right, like was that a great move? Was that great? Did that mean that he was a superstar? I mean, seriously, the contract. What does that got to do with anything?
Exactly, Christian Kirk. he was like the 4th-string wide receiver.
Yeah, that was wild. The difference is Von Miller produces, and Von Miller's a pretty fucking good player his whole entire career. That'd be the difference.
5 sacks.
Still 9.5. 9.5.
5 sacks
for the Broncos too.
Oh, okay. Let's count the Broncos. 4.5 he had with the Broncos. He's so super.
Yeah. So 9.5.
He's so super. So 9.5 on the season between two teams. Super team.
And how many have the playoffs?
Super team. So many. Good grief.
For sure, super team.
That dude, the last time that man had a double-digit sack was 2018. Come on, man.
So funny. All right, boys. Well, like I said, we've been out for 2 hours. We're gonna wrap this up. Easy. I'll let you start, and then head it over to Luke.
Well, I just gotta say, as a fucking super team, stop the goddamn nonsense.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. I'm driving crazy with that shit. Literally call themselves super teams. That's the wildest shit to me. Other than that, we hit the streets for opening day. Me and my boy Spence, Woodward Heavyweights, and we got them. We got them again. This time is a Tiger edition of crazy ass fans. There's boobies in the video. Lots of swear words. But it's out now over on the Woodward Heavyweights page. So make sure you guys check it out.
I gotta ask you a question before you hop out of here, though. Who gave them the idea to post my post from Twitter? That was the funniest thing ever, bro. I was like, I stand by it. I do not care about. They posted the positional value on the last video, and they used my post for it, where it said it looked like he agreed with me, because I stand by it. I was like, man, which one of y'all did that? You didn't see it?
Wait, who? No, we talking about?
The last video that they dropped on Woodward Sports, it says positional value, and it's got D-Mac and Neil talking about it, and they took my post from Twitter where I took a picture.
Did they give you credit?
I don't know. I didn't really care. You know, I ain't that kind of guy.
Credit. I'm about to look.
Yeah. I ain't that kind of guy, man. It's all about.
Is it on the clip? Was it on the show today? I know, but still, I mean, you're my voice. So I want you to get credit.
Yeah,
was it on the show today or on the?
It was on the show today, and it's that very first video that said like positional. It said positional value. Oh, Detroit Lions talk. Does positional value matter?
Yeah.
And then they took my clip where I took a screenshot that says Dan Campbell hints that the Detroit Lions don't care about positional value at number 2, and I put I would never understand positional value talk. All that matters is did the team get a football player, someone who can help now and later. Looks like Dan Campbell agrees with me, and then I gave him the shoulder shrug because that's all that matters. Can you help me win now? That's all I need.
Oh yeah, and they did give you credit, by the way. I just checked.
That's what's up. I appreciate it.
Luke G's field review. Luke G S. That shit crazy.
Gotta have fun. Listen, I can go next for the closing remarks.
Go ahead, man.
All right, listen, good people. First of all, I want to say they did not have a super team. Some people just got to deal with their bad choices. And second of all, listen, it's all fun. I enjoy every bit of this talking sports, man. And it's been so long since we, had Andrew on, been the voice of reason. It's a long day when Andrew actually agreed with me. So that's dangerous. That's usually not the case, but he agreed this time. So shout out to you, Andrew. Me, I like to end shows on positive notes. Today's positive quote comes from me. You don't understand the assignment. It's time for you to understand the assignment. If every day you wake up and you get to your job and you're frustrated and you're agitated and you're having physical reactions, quit. Change things. You have the ability to take the life that you have in your hands and move it in a direction that's better suited for you. Do not find yourself caught up in doing the simple things of just being angry and frustrated. It helps nothing. If you're sitting up there dealing with somebody who can't appreciate what you do for them in your relationship, leave. You have options. You are not chained to any idea or any employment or any one person. Exercise your right to be a better you and let them watch you from behind. I say it all the time. Forgiveness does not mean open access. Loyalty has an expiration date. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, because I ain't no telling when Andrew gonna be back on, but we gonna be back on. I'm gonna make this happen more often. This was too much fun, especially when I got my man's over here easy, ready to go bananas because he's like batshit crazy. But as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Thank you guys, obviously, for coming on. I have probably not been live in about a year. So I'll try and hop on more frequently. I mean, obviously, as it gets closer to draft, it'll be a good time, post-draft, things like that. So just try and get together and hopefully get the crowd back going. And it's a good time. So take it easy, folks, and happy